clashing like that. And, you know, the first engagements for KRU, they seek those out, and they came up on top most of the time against Cloud9 in the last series. So this is something that we're going to have to see Cloud9 change here on this new map of Abyss. The first time that we're seeing this in NA.
With so much on the line. Again, the possibility of champs. Dan mentioned it, the walkouts. The KRU has never missed a champs. And if they are going to continue that streak, if they are going to continue that run, it's going to have to start off on Abyss. They've already contacted their way out towards B. Kesnet will be the first to fall. We'll keep a close eye on how Cloud9 try to flood out. They're just playing on the other side of smoke as the right clicks don't initially connect. But Cloud9 settling things down, getting the frags they're looking for as KRU does their best to keep it close and competitive, leaving Shy and Moose in a 1v1. A Ghost in the hands of the Cypher. The swing out is there and Moose delivers. Cloud9 get the pistol.
It got really scrappy there on the actual site hit, but it was C9 who decided to play the retake from the get-go and then just flood in very quickly there. I think this is something you're going to see a lot from the side of C9. I think this is the way that you have to kind of approach this B site. It's so hard to anchor it. The Deaths did a really good job of talking about how quick the attacking side can all funnel into B site. If you get caught out there and you don't get a pick like this, I mean, this whole retake, it just folds. So a job well done from the side of Cloud9. Good poise from Moose there to win that 1v1 at the end, and just like that, Cloud9, they will start off hot.
Placing swarm grenade. Placing swarm grenade.
We'll see how things look towards A. It seems like that's where KRU's headed for now. Not really investing very much. Kesnet with the Sheriff. Heat will join him. Other than that, lighter weaponry. See that knife getting attacked early on. All of the defensive Killjoy utility is set up towards A right now, Dre.
Yeah, and it's because of that heavy retake style they want to play towards that B site. So this is already the game plan, and then I imagine halfway through half, you'll see the Killjoy move over. Moose will move over towards that B site to give a new look. Maybe some support behind him as well.
Oxy with a Marshall in hand as the smoke goes up. Oh, he's spotted a hand now.
Ooh, can't connect. Tries to get a wall bang.
But understanding a little bit more of where the threat's coming from. This looks very similar to what we saw them do on the pistol, the spam and the smoke, not connecting onto anything, but you see the dart over the top. And Shy's getting the first.
Yeah, what a great trade for the attacking side of KRU. More than enough. What is that, Doug?
Spike getting down as well. And keep a close eye on the minimap. Shy seems to be wanting to reflank around a bit. Moose is ahead of it. He's not being quiet either.
And this is the problem with running the Killjoy over the Cypher. Your utility, it's set up on one side of the map. You're not going to really get it back in time for this.
Keep an eye on this area of the map right there. That's the flood that you were talking about in the previous round. Moose will fall as well. Everything crumbling for Cloud9. KRU walk into this with pistols and earth and pot among the brass. And that's what nets them the kill. What a response.
Some ridiculous shots just hit from Heat. He's already warmed up, and what an answer back from KRU. You lose the pistol and you come back like that against an outlaw on that site. Look at these shots, the connections. Beautiful, oh my gosh. So patient with his timing on that. And then yeah, the flank just to secure the round. That was insane. And something that happened in the beginning of that round that I want to point out was the knife for knife.
I'm gonna cut you off here. Look at how aggressive Cloud9 are taking a main space already. Off of the dart, they send 4 here. They already have all that control. The question is, how does KRU respond on the other side of that?
Oh, they're pushing so far, so deep into T-spawn right now.
Shy is there. Melser has joined the fray. A little bit of reinforcements. A little bit more as far as firepower goes. And Cloud9 try pulling a quick one. It just doesn't pay off, Dre.
Some decent damage done, though, honestly.
Yeah, sure.
Not the worst eco round I've seen. I like that they're trying to see what the setups are like. Now they have a good idea of, okay, if Cypher's solo at A, we know somebody's holding from mid as well, and the rest are probably towards that B site. Kesnet, he's the one that drifted over to clean up, help his squad out. But this is all really good information that if C9 identify, that could help out Oxy do further pushes into A, maybe take a 1v1 against Shy once they identify that the KO knives aren't tagging each other in that A main area.
Now, you were mentioning earlier something you saw at the beginning of the previous round.
Yeah. So the KO knives in A main, it almost reminds me of like A main or B main on Ascent. You kind of trade back and forth. So you're going to see a lot of the times over here in this area, CT side will knife that, and then the attacking side will knife that wall. Kind of unbreakable in a way. And it's just going to be that control for A main space that you're going to see from both sides. You can get that orb if you want, if you're the attacking side. We already have a Sova ultimate online for NTA.
Yeah, or
That's huge.
Or you can do what Cloud9 did this round. aggressively take that space, farm
Yeah.
that orb. So it'll be interesting to see this fight for A main control. In a lot of ways, the map is obviously very different. Rooney will fall to the spike, and Crownout will get their second. In a lot of ways, it fares very similar to how teams approach A main on Haven.
Yeah.
There's just a gentleman's handshake of utility that's exchanged on either side, and then, all right, let's see who walks away with it on top. And I wonder if that's how this is going to continue to play out, because we've seen it not just here, but we've seen it globally too.
Exactly. And it's really important to get that space, especially on the defensive side, because it paints the picture of what the general setup is or the default is for the attackers. And if you don't have that information, this map is so long, the rotations are so long to get to these spots, you might not make it to the site on time.
There are the two knives, dueling knives, if you will, that you were referring to. One of them cleared out, the other one channeling fully through. Invested the drone out as well. We smoked out towards heaven, and now they can commit. But again, they're going to be going into Moose's utility here. He has a full setup, Trey.
Yeah, and the way Cloud9 have been playing these last couple of rounds, they're going to want to flood in while this hit is coming through. Kesnet, he's alone, isolated on the site.
It's the same idea. It was the flood that you were talking about. As soon as you see the utility come out, Zeppo with a right click through the smoke, but there's nothing really able to follow up behind it. Now KRU get all the space they're looking for, unless Vanity can do something about it. Light armor in hand, MTA falls.
Down A.
And again, you've got this little mini game that's happening off on the other side of the map as Shy tries to hold mid.
Yeah, that mid lurk, it could be devastating for Cloud9. And these post-plant positions so far, yeah, the spike is not down, but this is so brutal. So many crossfires.
Spike planted.
Really Heaven, the only thing you need to be worried about. Shy gets caught out here, though. Will be good for Cloud9. Ooh, the timing.
They're forced to sit back and wait as the weight of the moment grows. Shy will fall. There's the mid-fight that we were talking about. Now all eyes, all attention turned towards A. Oxy will be the first to dash out as every single member of Cloud9 falls apart.
Yeah, the trifecta setup on the A site, the post plant that I was getting at. That is so hard to break through. And Cloud9, they missed their window of opportunity to flood out and isolate Kesnet, who was stuck on site. But from the flip side for KRU, what a great job from the players in main not to get hit by that KO flash and to kind of just leave Kesnet on that island, understanding that, okay, we're going to trust you to live here for as long as possible, and then we're going to re-flood in after you. So, honestly, awesome play right now from KRU. They're looking really good after that thrifty round that they won.
And to be honest with you, going into this series, I kind of expected KRU to be the ones to pick this map, as we're seeing a little bit of early aggression from Cloud9. Oxy has already dashed all the way down mid and pays for it with his life.
Yeah, no one in his sight lines. He just gets quick peek. There's too many angles to look at after that.
But I was saying, I really thought it would be KRU to bring this out. As you think about their stage 2 and how they've struggled, and they have, and it's been very well documented, 4 map wins this entire stage. Just 4. 2 of them were on split. So I thought if anyone was going to pull it out, given that half of their map wins were just eviscerated, it would be KRU. But lo and behold, it's Cloud9 who tries to pull a quick one. And it hasn't really gone their way so far. In a lot of ways, it feels like KRU is the more prepared. KRU is the more drilled one here.
But Moose, he's in the back line right now. Now he strikes, he takes out Melzer, but he gets traded by Heat, who's, by the way, he's on fire right now.
He's been so steady. Kesnet getting tagged up. Remember, it's Cloud9 who didn't have very much as far as guns. We've already seen one thrifty. Is there another one afoot? Oh my gosh, it very well may be the case. MTA has to hold the line. He's able to get one. Vanity left on his own. MTA 20 HP. A stiff breeze will kill him at this point, and it's more than that. It's a Gale Force. It's Cloud9 pushing forward. Vanity now left in a 1v1. Has the high ground, but does not have the time. Lands a shot. Heat will fall. What a response from Cloud9.
And that's the power of Omen on this map. Poor Heat. There's too many angles to look at. You don't know where he teleported. Vanity, he opts to just TP on top of that default plant spike box. And then from there, I mean, he sees the barrel, and it's just so easy from that point on for Vanity. But those trades in Heaven, that was wonderful. Beautiful job. And this fighting style of KRU, it actually worked against them this time around. Maybe they need more poise, more discipline against the weaker buy of Cloud9.
You know, when we were watching Cloud9 play against KRU a couple of weeks ago, I was on the analyst desk and I was watching it.
Let's go. Let's go, man.
I was watching the series with Ball and Mimi, and one of the things that Ball mentioned was that as it leans more into chaos, it feels like it leans towards Cloud9. It feels like it favors them a little bit more. If we are going to continue to see this brawly approach where KRU want to fight and Cloud9 want to flood, I mean, that very well may continue to lean their way.
Definitely. And what we just witnessed was an attack side operator buy from Kesnet picking off the only smokes player of Cloud9.
I have retrieved the spike.
And it's, I mean, one of the top fracking members for Cloud9 too. Vanity just had a huge round.
Yeah, what a change of pace from this attacking side of KRU. Kesnet with this attack op, and after he gets that pick, he even just holds in the back here, waiting for any type of re-aggression, trying to get another punish. A lot of teams, when they're down 4v5, especially on the defensive side, they like to group up, do a little push on some side of the map. But this time around, they don't really need to. Cloud9 doesn't need to do that because Oxy has that entire A line.
I was waiting for that lockdown to see when it would come through. 40, a little more than 40 seconds left in the round.
I know exactly.
Kesnet, I don't think you're gonna fit there,
Yeah,
guy.
he was trying to fit in that little corner, trying to finesse, but this will allow the members of Cloud9 to change their positioning on the actual site. Saw Moose drift over there, but a rotation from Zeppo. He's not here right now, and this TP...
He's channeled it. He's stuck it. He's behind them, and I don't think they know where they are. It might not matter, though, as Moose tries to hold the line as best as he can. Now Melser starting to make his presence known. He's taken so much of this space, and again, he's a trap. They don't know where he is, and I don't know that there's any real easy way to clear him out. The flash comes through, Melser falls, but Kesnet responds. Zeppo left on his own. Crumbles at the hands of Kesnet. 4 on the round for him as KRU matched that number.
A masterclass with that operator in his hands. The big boomstick. He just went crazy with it. Yeah, he whipped a couple shots into heaven, but the pressure that he applied alone, it was so much. It made that retake so hard for these members to get. That was that entry, instant peak.
And honestly, I was surprised that they were committing to it, because after the lockdown goes through, Shy pops his ult. They know where the stack is, and the stack was right in front of them.
Yeah.
But belligerent in their approach, pugnacious protocols get them through that round. Kesnet, man.
Yeah, and this series, it honestly is a game of how can we get our hyper carry online before the other guy. And obviously we're talking about Oxy and Kesnet when I speak about that. These guys are hyper carries. They can tap into that. This pop flash played. Ooh, what a punish from Kesnet. He's on point right now.
I don't know that it was fully a bait to like try to force someone to get a swing, but even if it wasn't, there was the op over the top, and yeah, Oxy not around for long. There is one rifle, a hero rifle, on the side of Cloud9 in the hands of Moose. We'll see what they do with it, as he is currently on an island. B.
That's 2 rounds in a row now that this operator on the attacking side of Kesnet has gotten the first blood.
Yeah.
Makes you
Gonna
play
get
the
a
defense.
shot at more. Whoa, how in the world does that bullet miss?
Enemy remaining.
Fortunately for him, Heat and Shy
A.
don't. That looked like that went, what, under the arm?
Yes.
Armpit, between the legs? I mean,
It was so close.
I don't know where that thing went.
But you see what KRU are doing. Every time they get that first blood so far, they're just freezing the round, waiting for the re-aggression. This time around, Cloud9, since they have weaker weapons, that's what opts for them to go for that. But yeah, they just run into a blender. KRU ready for that. Just as they were ready for it towards the B side of the map, had, you know, the last round, Cloud9 pushed as well. It's good fundamentals, honestly.
Yeah. Again, on a new map. On a map that Cloud9 picked, and you would expect them to be a little bit more drilled on it, a little bit more prepared, but hey, you've got to be ready for anything. So KRU will wait this round out. They will get to 5. Moose will carry the rifle over into the next. And I think more importantly, given the conversation we've been having, Kesnet's op carries over as well.
Yeah, he keeps getting first bloods right now. That's 2 in a row with the operator. And for the side of Cloud9, you kind of want to go back to that style of, you know, let them have the site and flood in, but like actually commit this time around, because when Cloud9 do things together, that's when they look their best. I mean, Imi says it, their whole team says it. And that allows Oxy to have more confidence when, you know, he knows he has the support from all the other members of his team going in, and he can clean up. Or even if Oxy dies early on the retake, if his team can convert that round, it'll fuel him to know that he's doing something right.
Placing sentry.
This time, not back in the hands of Oxy, sitting at 1 and 7. We've talked about how he struggled, how he hasn't really left the blocks yet. 8 rounds in. We'll see if you can find a little bit more success here. The setup looks slightly different, too, from the defensive side as the orb is picked up.
Yeah, and KO ult was gathered from that orb being picked up, just as you stated. And last time around, KRU decided to hit B site with that KO ultimate.
Flash.
Nothing has been showed towards this B side of the map so far from KRU, and I think that's why you see right now MTA leaning towards B. He's going to drone out the operator of Oxy, and that might be the cue for KRU to speed up into A site once he gathers this information.
Surely, though, you understand if there's an op and a jet on one side, there's a Killjoy setup on the other. And there it is. There's the ult popped. So you're absolutely right, Trey. As soon as they get a little bit of presence, they understand what's waiting on the other side. They pop the ult, they try to get past Moose, and he's holding the line on his own, finding two. Heat finally slows him down. There's no easy way for Cloud9 to flood through this. They're going to be able to set up into their post-plant positions. Keep a close eye on the ults too. Rooney one away from having the Hunter's Fury. Vanity can reposition if he so chooses. But Heat getting cheeky, getting active, getting three. Now Blades online, pop from Oxy. Thinking he can will this round back.
Yeah, they're going for it.
He's got the op, he's got the blades, and the knives will have to find a lot of value. The first found, the second cannot settle. KRU get another.
It was so close from Oxy to bring that to a 1v1, but he just couldn't connect with those knives. And he knew he had to make a play. They were down 3v4. The disruption, but honestly, a blunder from Cloud9. How is nobody watching A Heaven in that moment?
Yeah,
that's the only gap.
And he played just on the other side of the lip and then struck when the moment was right. Moose did his best to keep it back. I thought he was going to get three
poor
here,
Moose.
to be honest. Yeah.
Honestly, poor Moose, he got two. But look at this, nobody looking. And honestly, it's up to Rooney in that moment when when Zepp was already holding that screens area, that CT area, for you to pick that up on the rotation. So a big mistake, a costly one.
Oh, different approach here from KRU. They haven't explored the middle of the map very much, other than Shy going on a late flank and things of this nature, but a very different look.
And that drone saw 3 members as well. So maybe that look just got dissuaded. Now KRU are gonna go back, slow things down. I wonder if Kesnet will sit here for most of the round just trying to catch out a rotation. Last time around when MTA used this drone, Oxy fell into backside B and it didn't see him at all.
He's got the up again.
He's gonna have the time to do that as well, yep.
Falls backside, as you mentioned. Reposition, a second lease at life, and another chance to hold the line. But now, surely that knife, you've got to know where they are. The Hunter Fury's invested, and both Paranoia's traded. MTA looking for a tag, but it's Melser who falls at the hands of Oxy. They've done a really good job of keeping back, and the spike is well out of reach here. I don't know that KRU can get back in on this.
No, it's all up to Shy now in a 1v5. He gets the first on the Moose, his counterpart.
30
but
seconds left.
Yeah, this is so tough. And look at all the space that Cloud9 have. There's 3 members here dialed in. Vanity's rotating over to that nest area as well. Nearly impossible. He should still go for this. He will get the ultimate online. His economy is thriving.
Yeah.
Might as well. Why not? You get the ult, worst case scenario, you do damage, but I guess he's just going to go for the save.
All right, so tell me this, because we've seen this very similar look, the first couple of steps of what we just saw, with entirely different results and outcomes. What worked here?
For Cloud9, honestly, it was Oxy identifying from the previous round that when that drone comes out, he has the timing to fall back into sight, and it doesn't see him there. That's why Melzer just kind of gave him a freebie. Melzer TPs into the site thinking it's all clear, and then Oxy just turns up in that moment. He gets a free kill onto Melzer, and then, yeah, the follow-up from Vanity, who floods in after that kill. And that bottom smoke right there also helped Vanity to flood in. And yeah, the head-to-head, Oxy beats Kesnet once that smoke fades. But you imagine Kesnet would have gotten traded anyways. But still, that's confidence for Oxy now.
Very quickly, 2 ops online for Cloud9 in the hands of Vanity and Oxy. And you're right, Oxy does seem to be heating up. He does seem to be getting a little bit more comfortable. Can Vanity find success too? That bullet just barely off the mark.
Yeah, pre-aimed a little bit too low there, but he has another chance here. He won't be the one that gets it, but Oxy, he will take out Shy.
They're up really far mid here. Getting a lot of utility out. It doesn't seem like easy now. Watch your footing.
Yeah, he almost fell.
The spike is in such an awkward spot too. MTA has to pull off a great escape to rejoin with his teammates. Takes the ropes back up. And now is in much more of a comfortable position. I think the tricky thing, though, here for KRU is they've invested a lot, they've lost a member, and they haven't really gained a lot of space.
Yeah, this is 2 rounds in a row now that this mid-default has not been working for the side of KRU. And I have a feeling that they're just going to go back to their old ways, the old ways of the previous round.
Down to 30 HP for Heat. You see them push up towards danger. Melser has already found safe passage across the gap. And Vanity has been overwhelmed, and he's been outnumbered. Keep a close eye on the flank. It's coming around through their spawn. We haven't really seen anything like this. Oftentimes when Cloud9 are fighting for a retake, they're flooding in on the site. This flank is a little bit different, and I don't know that they're expecting it. Heat had no idea. Now Kesnet knows. As Oxy gets a move on, finds 3 on the round. The kid is awoken.
One enemy
And now they've got Rooney, Moose to deal with. Zeppa getting in on the action as well. What a retake from Cloud9. A different flavor.
Yeah, that was sick. Just constricting them into the site, flooding in from window, and then yeah, Kesnet, he's on that little island on the side of the map, but when you're getting peeked into from that spot, it's so hard to hit that shot. It looks so fast on your side. Oh wow, it looks like Shy got picked off there because he couldn't find his cam lineup. Big mistake right there.
I think a lot of times you'll see, as soon as a hand goes out, it's just a reaction, right? You shoot and oftentimes it's missed, so well done on Oxy to be really patient with the trigger.
I wish I could know what he just said right there.
You're not a professional lip reader?
No, I don't know. But he looks like he's feeling it now. He's online. He was once 1-7, now he's 7-9.
And meanwhile, Kesnet seems to have slowed down a bit as we enter round 11. KRU with the lean towards A.
Yeah, and there we go. Going back to what worked at the first part of the half. Farming the mains, getting those orbs. And then just doing an execute. They will be faced with 3 members of Cloud9 if they do want to speed up into this, but it looks like Kesnet's just trying to get any type of duel that he can. Drone for drone right now, but KRU are winning the battle so far in the exchange of utility.
I mean, they've seen the drone, they've seen the smoke, they've seen the jet.
Right here.
But this dart is going to be crazy from Rooney. If they decide to actually flood in, if KRU decide to execute here, this dart will get so much value.
There's the paranoid that's come out, and again, Zeppa in a position to right-click and then flood out. They drop the molly too. There's the dart that you were looking for. And now a second shot in hand for Rooney is KRU try their best, but they just hit a wall, and they have to rethink about this. Oh, that ult's gonna get a decent amount of info too.
I saw 2, yeah, you're right. But look at this, it's gonna be a split. This is actually a really good heads-up play from KRU.
30 seconds
What
left.
is C9 gonna do about this?
And the problem is, you're right, Cloud9 have no mid presence, so they don't really know what's going on, but I guess Zeppa can just spam through the smoke and get a free kill.
One enemy remaining.
Cloud9 shut the door on the round for KRU. MTA's left on his own. The most recent addition to the squad,
Spike planted.
joining the team and has found a little bit of success, most recently as far as last week, but he won't find any this round.
That util exchange from Cloud9 and KRU in that A main area, that A site, it was so sick. But Cloud9, the way that they used that dart, Rooney with the poise, that's what won them this round. It basically
Last
made
round
all the
before the
attackers
switch.
just stuck, like you said. And they had to go back and just make something out of nothing. But at that point, you're kind of running your head into a wall of Zeppa. And a KO in these close corners. Yeah, you threw a smoke there, but he can just pop flash himself out and just spam that little narrow alley.
That's exactly what he did. Hey, Zeppa's impact in that round was ridiculous.
Too easy for him.
And so Cloud9 put up 3 in a row. Again, back to the double op antics.
The sight lines on this map are so long, it's so oppressive running your head into an operator. A very early KO ultimate from Zeppa. He wants nothing to do with this. He wants to delay for as long as possible, and he did just that.
KRU are just so patient. I mean, they're all just posted up outside of A, waiting for things to settle.
Get out of my
Yeah,
way.
and Shy right now, he needs to break that turret in mid. He just missed that, but what is that?
Pull! It just plucks him out of the sky. They've invested the 100 shooting, but Meltzer so far up ahead of this. They're going to commit to this anyway. He's got the spike out on site by himself. He now
down
falls and the
A.
spike's in no man's land. Well out of the reach of any member who can make any impact. But as things slow down, we're left at 2 apiece. Heat forced to just sit back and watch and keep an eye on the flank for Moose. Going in through spawn. As silence creeps across
Last
the site,
player
Moose
standing.
looks to go. Oh no, we missed it, but Moose delivers.
Hey, that's one way to make a distraction for Moose to come in the back lines and clean up the round. I can almost guarantee KRU are looking at the kill feed right there. Wait, what just happened?
Hey,
How did Vanity go down?
They've been drilling that one for a
Was
while.
it tactical? It could be. Look at that. Nice little spray there. That was that entry that you were talking about from Vanity. What a nice shot. The double operator. It was fruitful. Can't use that. Yeah, can't believe Melzer stuck that. Oh! This is the first time in NA we've seen somebody fall off the map, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy it.
Gravity comes for us all. Plenty of reasons to smile when you win 4 in a row and tie us up at 6 apiece after the dreadful start that they had. We're going to throw it.
Give them the site, pick your timings on the utility. So all things to look out for, and this is already a difference right here. The Cypher is geared up towards this B site with a cam towards mid.
Cloud9 now on the attack. They weighed out the knife. They knew it was coming, but the thing is they give up the line and they give it to Kesnet. A great response as the rock, paper, scissors turns into a flash shot from the KO. Kesnet has to take a step back, dashing away. Not able to settle. That's a big opener for Cloud9. How much more can they find? I don't know if they really have any more util, so they just have to try to flood out of the smoke with the dart over the top. MTA feeling some of the pressure, forced to throw it into reverse. And all he's done is throw it into the next round as there's 2v2 left. Oxy so weak, trying to commit to the spike plan. Shy spotted him, and that's a spike. Moose with so much to do, and he cannot convert. Shy with 2 as KRU take the pistol.
Yeah, KRU, 2 Sheriff buys towards that A site. That's what honestly was the thorn in the side of Cloud9. And honestly, Oxy, he bought light armor into that round and he could have fallen to Kesnet, but the fact that he did invest light armor in a classic, which is something you don't see every day on Jet, it allowed him to actually live and win that head-to-head battle. But the follow-up for Cloud9, after they take out Kesnet, they think, oh, okay, this is free now. Now you're running into MTA with his Sheriff. And the Sheriff is so deadly and disastrous on pistol round. That's why you saw this big investment from the side of KRU. And now they have a chance to amass a little bit of a lead. This is a fast connector split.
They're so weak.
Oh, they're gonna
eat those. I mean, he's so far ahead of it. They're just so difficult for Cloud9 to get through there. They fully commit to this mid hit as Heat gets 4 on the round. Has a chance for the ace.
And he's building up towards that KO ultimate.
Yeah. I mean, everyone likes a free PC, right?
Yeah.
We'll see if Heat's able to find it as Moose is taken.
Get him!
He's taken to a quick run. A jaunt across the map.
Oh, smart.
Farm up a couple of orbs on the way out, but as we continue to see this great escape play out, oh, a tactical drop.
The crowd went wild for it.
Yeah, that's one way to deny things, yeah, I guess.
Actual value, though. He grabbed the ultimate orb on top of that. Why not? You deny an ult orb from the other side, and you grab an ult orb for yourself. Exactly. It kind of reminds me of what teams used to do on Fracture in a way.
And so this is the play that we saw at the very beginning, is you've got this trap in as Cloud9 try to take a ton of space mid, you've got a dart, you've got them getting spammed through the wall, and then Heat with a molly on the other side. There was nowhere to go.
It was a really unique idea for the eco round of Cloud9 to just run all the way up catwalk and go into that vent area. Now, it's something that KRU have to be wary about for the future rounds. Maybe that's why they have that camera geared up there. But yeah, you're totally right. KO in this vent area, I mean, it's so easy to deny. We saw the molly get so much value there. I mean, even Zeppa in that position with the pop flashes when he's there. So hard to bust through that vent area. And it's a very slow approach.
Yeah, they're showing so much respect to KRU here. And I think with how big this new map is, KRU can just deny all of this space. Shy is, I mean, essentially on the other side of the wall from them. Kesnet spotting one. As Oxy tries to go up top, Kesnet with the knife out. You can't bring that to a gunfight. Oxy with the second.
Beautiful execute.
And it does not look like a bonus is in the cards. Yeah, barring a miracle from the remaining members of KRU.
Oxy, he's hunting for more as well. He's feeling himself right now. Trying to make a statement. Adam would say, oh, and he's making one. That's 3.
Shy and Heat left to stand. Heat snappy with it, dropping Oxy as Rooney tries to get away. And Vanity is in such a cheeky little spot. I mean, look at the smoke. He's just tucked, but now spotted, now given away, trying to dance around the bullets. And responding with a view of his own as the spike continues to take. Vanity will fall. I mean, there's really no time for them to commit to getting this here. So the spike will go off, and Moose will fall for it.
Maybe a little ambitious from the side of Cloud9 there. Probably didn't have to drop as many weapons as they did, but nevertheless, they did win that round, and it was all because of that flash dash from Oxy, taking the timing on a Kesnet who was trying to slip away. And then he got the follow-up, the 2 more after that. There's that entry right there. Beautiful job. Flash dash on the top site. Easy pick'ems from that point on. A nice execute.
Head and hands in the third round of the half.
Yeah, interesting.
Perhaps doing some of the gravitas of the moment, a round that may have gotten away from them. With no real time to dwell on it. Cloud9 already into the next. They were already farming up the orb towards A, and Blades online for Oxy.
Yeah, Oxy overheating in that last round actually comes back to help them out for once. It's really good that he's able to get those knives online because of how many weapons they lost in the previous round. Jet knives can be so deadly in the right hands. And we've seen Oxy all year long.
Look at how concerned they are that they've lost mid-map already. They're slow walking through spawn, concerned that there could be somebody playing up really far. That's not a line. Sorry, guys. And so they're posted up towards B, and they're going to have to deal with all of these trips from Shy.
Oh, Kesnet can't connect.
Oxy's just going to get spammed through, dropped. No idea that Shy was just around the corner. Trip finding a little bit of value, lighting up one, but not able to respond on the kill. Rudy gets a second. A big round for him. More to be found as he finds a third.
Wow.
That's huge from him.
Some crispy shots right there. Perfect crosshair placement. And now it's a 2v4. Again.
With Melser and Heat left on the other side, forced to look in. Vanity on the reposition, blinded, can't see a thing. And it's gotten down to 2. Way closer than it should have been as Zeppa dancing around the wall. Feeling the walls close in. Heat and Melser on the prowl. A little bit of help from Moose as Zeppa stays alive and Cloud9 tie us up at 8.
It got scrappy, 4v2 to 2v2, but Moose, the stable man in the back, he helped Zeppa out on site, who is so good in those spots where he's kind of just stuck on an island and he's like finessing around, jiggling back and forth. That's where I see Zeppa really shine in these moments of Valorant. He's so good with his movement, his mechanics. Such a nuisance.
And we mentioned it earlier, but what a steady round from Rooney.
Yeah. He got a little overeager there in the 1v1 on Melzer in heaven. And interesting, I'm wondering if we're going to see a timeout soon from the side of KRU. It looks like emotions are running a little rampant.
It won't be this time. Kesnet on an early challenge.
He did tag Oxy through the wall.
My camera.
Yeah,
No headshot, though.
the exchange was a dash. A mid dart, and again, Melser so far up. The defensive approach between these teams is staggering to watch. KRU are so much more invested on this area of the map.
Now is with aggression B main as well. That will allow Cloud9 to have to speed up into A site. And it's a fight in the back site, but the Sheriffs are reigning supreme just like pistol round.
And the weapon has been upgraded now into the hands of Kesnet. The spam coming through will connect onto Rooney. No chance to have impact this round. Moose is left in a 1v5. I think we've seen this one before. A turn of the flash, a swing up from Kesnet. That's 3 for him as a flawless round comes through for KRU to take 9.
Yeah, a flawless thrifty on top of it. Now your economy is going to be ridiculous for the rest of the half. Melzer walked all the way down mid, along with Shy, walking all the way down B main. That allows for all the players on that A site, the fighting squad, the hit squad of KRU, to be dialed in on their crosshairs, ready.
If you look at where the barriers are in the minimap right now, the defensive side will always have an aggressive line on mid. That's why you don't often see attack side teams try to fight for some of that space, because they're always going to be at a disadvantage. The thing is, they have to find a way to re-clear this, or Cloud9's going to continue to punish.
Yeah, maybe a camera or something of the sorts.
Or it's just a blistering pace towards A from both sides. The paranoia is already out. This is a much deeper smoke than what we were seeing before, allowing Oxy to dash up there and take heaven space.
Yeah, that's so unique. We've seen what he can do in this position. What can Oxy do?
Gosh, a 5v5 retake in a moment like this where there's just one round separating these two squads.
Oh.
I wouldn't have it any other way. The defensive smoke is already out. They've got the paranoia through. I don't think they knew that Oxy was there, but it doesn't matter. He's been dismissed. He's been dealt with. Disposed of. And now Cloud9 trying to hold the line as KRU are going to have to fight through the smoke. But is there anything that they can do? They've already been sticking it to half. It's all on Moose and Vanity now. Do they try to take the fight their way as KRU tries to flood through the smoke? It's been left on Moose. He's gotten one.
Is ready.
Heat has to stick it. There's not a lot of time here. Moose can go aggressive. Is he going to be able to take this? It's already gotten to half. It's going to be so close. Oh my gosh! .1?
That's ridiculous.
Unbelievable. There's no way that goes down to that.
He is on fire. 19, 10, and 11. He's obliterating everybody in the server right now. And it's a timeout called from Cloud9.
One enemy
My
remaining.
ultimate.
Moose had such an advantage there. Time was short. But what a play from Heat, man.
That is unbelievable.
Ice cold.
And his reaction on top of it, this is an everyday thing for Heat, apparently. Some good signs for KRU.
Charlie Mike, let's
And I
move.
think a lot has to be said for Adam and the trust he has in his team too, because we mentioned there were a couple of rounds where KRU is head and hands early in this half. But trusting the process, casting it with blades. He's flashed up, tries to land the shot on Oxy, but he can't. Had nowhere to go. The dash has already been expended. You see the buy for Cloud9. There's not a lot here. They've lost the blades. Those have been blunted. It's just a Singer now in the hands of Vanity.
Ooh,
Upgrades
to operating.
Interesting choice in a situation like this. The spike hasn't been planted. Do they call this off? They might be too committed, Dre.
They could plant and back sight, and that's what they decide to do, but we've seen how this plant
planted.
spot can be disastrous for teams. They do have an operator, though.
You should run.
They're investing a lot here. Fully convinced they can win this out.
Yeah, it's a great Killjoy ultimate, actually. Rooney might be able to catch some players off. Ooh, they're spamming.
Not able to stay alive, not able to avoid the damage. Now Vanity still with that op, connects onto MTA.
What a shot.
I mean, they might just drag this thing over the line. Again, with near nothing.
This is so awkward. Molly won't be able to get any value. Vanity's still alive, though.
He's able to get one. Meltzer sticking it, and Heat covers him. They invested so much into that. But KRU finds clarity in the Calamity.
And had that plant been on the default box that Sideshow was speaking about in his telestrator, that round is completely different. Now you're able to peek the spike from, 2-3 different angles. I think this is the replay from the previous round, but yeah. Had Cloud9 been able to plant the spike on the default box of B, the round would have been different. All of a sudden, the operator has multiple different angles to peek from. Moose doesn't have to expose his entire body to throw a molly on the bomb.
Well, he's exposed himself mid a little bit here.
Look, another mid walk
Cautious.
from Melzer. Did he?
The dart's over the top, but Moose has not been spotted. I don't think Melzer knows he's there.
Delete it.
Very nicely done.
Yeah, he heard that as well.
And again, that was the response to this mid presence that we were talking about. And yeah, you may have figured out mid, but you haven't figured out Shy. 2 on the round already. Finally falling. As they're committing to this plant, numbers the way of the attack, and it does not seem to be getting any better as Cloud9 get to 9.
Biometrics.
What a nice spray down from Moose there at the end on A Heaven.
Remember, your weapon is only a tool. You can't just.
Good spray control and good awareness. He heard Melzer take out those smokes in mid. That's why you saw him take that extra little sidestep there, getting the advantage in the head-to-head.
Delete it.
Don't let
And then the speed up on the A side was very interesting for me, and it didn't look like it was that, together from the side of Cloud9, but the trading was together. That's the important
Could
part.
have predicted this.
And that's what I'm talking about when I
Alright.
talk about this Cloud9 roster. They look so good when they do, the operator, taking a deep line. Kesney, he got punished towards this B site in the last round. This time he repositions, take more of a passive angle, and looks like KRU still wants to smoke in mid.
The dart cleared out instantly.
Yeah, and that's a red alert right now for Cloud9.
I mean, this play is, it's deja vu from watching DRX do it. Mako did this exact same thing, and there was help over the top.
Oh, I think Rooney has an idea that Melzer's in this area as well.
I mean, it's not the first time they do it, so yeah, sure, a little bit of an expectation, but if they fully clear this out, Melzer might be in trouble.
That should be a giveaway. Why else would somebody be holding that angle from deep mid? Especially Heat, who's been playing A Heaven most of the rounds.
Well, I think part of the thing is, even if they know he's there, there's nothing they can do about it.
Oh, that's what they can do.
Shots.
Molly shock.
Ollie. Melser stays alive. How many more things are they going to invest here? Meanwhile, Heat left him to his own devices. There was no help over the top anymore.
This is what I'm talking about right now from this defensive side of KRU. They don't really have info other than these deep pushes in mid that they're doing. It's so passive.
I will say, though, while all of this was going on, you take a quick look at the top of your screen, there are 35 seconds left in the round. Cloud9 haven't gotten very much. Now they're going to go their way out. They're still going to have to deal with all this Cypher util, instantly falls, as I try to bring that up, but they've gotten a little bit of space here.
Yeah, and this time around, Oxy, he's playing that close corner with a shorty. This might have to be a save for the side of KRU.
I think you're right.
I don't know how you break through this. Maybe if Shy had been able to live there, maybe then. But yeah, this is definitely a full save. So Cloud9, yeah, it took them, what, a minute to get that kill onto Melzer, but still.
It works out.
Yeah, I'm glad they did their due diligence and used utility to clear him out, and they were able to slowly creep up forward. No support from Melzer there was disastrous.
And I wonder, I missed it, so I'd love to see it again. What it was that called Heat away? Or if they just kind of decided, well, he's dead. There's really nothing we can do about him anymore.
Yeah, I think it was just that initial exchange with Vanity. The fact that, you know, he didn't actually get that kill onto him, it kind of makes you scared and wary, you know, okay, now they know where I am. How many more defenders or how many more attackers are going to peek me at the same time? Look, because even if Heat is still there, there's going to be 2 players at least swinging, maybe a third from the top of Cat. It's too risky to want to sit there and support Melzer, but Melzer, he just needed to get out at that moment. It's too obvious. Maybe Heat could have given him a flash and Melzer could have TP'd out. Use some of that Omen kit.
Yeah, I think when you insert something like that, that's a heavy investment and you need to protect those jewels. Precious as they may be, but alas, into the next we go. 1 round separating these 2 squads, and Cloud9 with heavy intentions towards B.
Yeah, execute off the rip of the round. Kesnick getting tagged by that Sova Dart makes him have to reposition. Shy, is he gonna go out here alone? If he does, he's gonna fall, surely.
I mean, patience with it. Not overcommitting, not oversending. In fact, Vanity just waltzes into his death.
That's one of the most risky plays I think I've seen. But the trade from Zeppa, he's going for 2. He settles.
3v2, the way of the defense as Oxy peeks his way around to another. Heat now falling. Rooney joining him as Oxy continues to cause problems from backside. 2 now as the spike has been planted. Make that 3. And now the dash, realizing he's had enough. You've got these, how to get the map just came out. What is this? How does he already have these lineups? Melser with no real option, nothing that he can do. He's gonna get his 1 kill. Wait, hang on now. The spam, surely, that connects as the smoke dissipates. Melser has been caught, he's been spotted, he's been had. Both will fall, but the round goes the way of Cloud9. We're tied.
Yeah, this time around, Moose not messing around. He's got those Molly lineups. And that plant spot, it's so tough. Up on that railing. There's only so many spots you can defuse it from.
1 enemy remaining.
Melzer almost had a window of opportunity to clutch that out, but Moose this time around, he's not gonna make the same mistake that he made against Heat.
I mean,
a little bit too early.
If it wasn't for Oxy getting 3 in that round, I mean, who knows how that plays out? And so the timeouts come in bunches. We just saw KRU invest 1. We talked about they slid 1 left, and you know, that was a calling card. I mean, it's a big check on the bingo card.
Yep.
But 11-11 now. You mentioned the investment. There's a lot on the side of KRU. Putting all hope into this round. Early net from Heat, tagging a couple.
Yeah, attack 4 members.
Now remember this, you see the ping on the minimap right now. Look at where Heat is. They've got 2 over there. Remember a couple of rounds ago, they hit that deep smoke, allowed Oxy to path a little bit more aggressive, but this time not the case. Wow. They've got the paranoia. He's gonna do it anyway, right into the smoke, and Oxy's dead. I don't know if that smoke was a miss or they just wanted to commit to it anyway. Either way, Cloud9 forced to go forward, forced to walk into Melser, and it's carnage. Cloud9 systematically picked apart 1 by 1. And Moose left to pick up the pieces.
He did get 2.
But he doesn't have the spike. He's gonna have to frag his way through this whole thing.
Yeah, this is so tough. All three members are geared up and waiting for him. Forget an up down. Okay, there's the up down.
Oh, forget about the double up, the
The
triple up.
up down. Good job. Melzer, the anchor of the A site. This time not walking through mid. He lets the fight come to him, and he secures 3 into the round, locking down that A site. And then, yeah, another freebie from players taking a risk from the side of Cloud9. And yeah, I do wonder if this was a mistake or if it was intentional.
One enemy remaining.
That's so tough to say.
But from Vanity in the last round, walking through that smoke, giving a free kill to Crew, to this round, Oxy dashing into that smoke, giving Crew a free kill.
Out of my way.
Now they're able to convert the round in such a tense moment. Of force buy is what that was from the side of Crew.
You see some of the utilities soaring through the sky. The smokes have landed. The lockdown invested.
Interesting lockdown. It basically denied everything, but Kesnet on the flank, he only gets 1.
How was he even there? It's all settled down now to 3s. The spike has made his way out onto the site.
But the problem is this plant spot, there's no Killjoy up. Moose is dead. There's no lineups for this. So you have to go for broke.
And you commit to the spam, you commit to the smoke, and you hope it settles your way. Zeppa with the flash over the top as you see everything being covered. Rooney going forward with the drone, getting a little bit of info. No ults to speak of, as you mentioned. 1 away, though, from the Hunter's Fury. And that could be the difference maker as the spike continues to tick away. Closing moments now as Crew look to take some of this space. Heat's already finding a little bit of value. Make that 2 on the round. All of them fall apart. Crew make their debut on Abyss. Cloud9's pick and walk away with the 1-0 series lead.
Those post plants, play as a team, make sure they're planting in the correct spots, and they can actually do something with this comp.
It's interesting that that's one of the things you bring up, because given how big Lotus is, I mean, you almost have to be strategic on where you die if you want to be able to provide some of that smoke value post-death.
Cover going out.
So we'll see how it plays out. I would expect, given what I was just saying, there'd be a lot of mid-presence, and that seems to be where we're starting things off.
Yeah, you have everything smoked off right now. 3 different layers. And Shy, he almost gets that kill, but Moose, rightly so.
It's caught with a knife out. Is Shy. No real way.
They're waiting for Oxy here. They heard him. He made way too many steps. These risky plays. They're giving Crew a chance back into the rounds.
They're all funneled into Worm, though. I mean, this is going to be really difficult to get through. Maybe the utility will be enough, but this feels very reminiscent to the pistol that we saw on Abyss. You don't have any more utility. You just have to jump through the smokes, and Cloud9 are glad to take that fight.
And this is what the comp can do for you. When Clove and Omen are still alive, even if Clove dies, you can have infinite smokes, it feels like. The rechargeables, they come back up. So in the post plan, if you're able to get the spike planted, that's where you'll shine. We already see it so far. How are Crew gonna play against this? Maybe you're gonna see them trying to fight for more space aggressively, maybe not give the sites for free anymore.
Remember here, on Abyss, Cloud9 was able to win the pistol, and then Crew ecoed them. We'll see if that's the case here. As Cloud9 seem to lean towards C, and the site is entirely vacant.
Yeah, a good call right now for Vanity and Co. They just have the Killjoy controlling the middle and A side of the map with full utility there. This will be a free site, a free spike planted once again. And it's up to Crew now to try to funnel their way in, do as much damage as they can.
There's my buddy.
I think if I remember correctly, the last time on that Abyss round that we were talking about, there were 2 Sheriffs. Just one this time in the hands of Kesnet. And then Classics. No armor, no real investment compared to the last time. So it seems like Crew aren't even really interested in this. Perhaps just waiting to die to the spike and maybe take a couple of kills along the way.
And they're just waiting for any type of push from Oxy right now. This time Oxy, he's wise to it though, but I say that, he still gets punished.
Only 1 found.
He's trying to make something out of nothing, but Melzer.
Uh-oh.
Speak of the devil.
This has gotten messier than it should have.
One enemy
It's
remaining.
chaotic.
It's down to 1v2, and Rooney, the safe and steady hands of Rooney, avoid disaster for Cloud9. He cleans up Kesnet. I believe he got 3 in that round as Cloud9 get their second.
I'm so impressed with Crew's approach to these retakes and even their, you know, their executes on the attacking side, especially like coming from the last map. They're taking their time. That's what I'm impressed about. Normally when you think of this team of Crew and all the aim that they have, they kind of can rush things a bit, and that's where they get picked off individually. But the cohesion that I'm seeing this time around in playoffs, it honestly is reminiscent to the run that they went on last year.
Into the third round we go. And you're already seeing KRU invest a little bit more towards mid. Oh, this is really nicely done from the defense.
So snappy with it.
And now the spike's out no man's land. You've got one player close by. It's Vanity with the judge. Very familiar weapon in his hands. Opts for something a little bit stronger, a little bit more powerful. And the sleight of hand gets him another kill. Repositioning now, manages to scoop up the spike. Now it's a 3v2, the way of the defense.
That's just so ridiculous, being able to jump into the smoke and still convert a kill there.
And you see on the minimap, that red circle is the range at which Clove can smoke.
Yeah, so at least there could be a smoke done in water.
Oh, they dropped it B. So it's just waiting on the other side of B to suggest that that's where the hit's going to be. And of course, because of that, KRU of 2 members standing here watching it.
So smart, that little lurk smoke, you're right. It keeps 2 players of
Calling my bot.
KRU there, but now when it goes down, those close smokes don't last for too long. That's the only thing that's not too good about that agent.
Right.
It will be another re-smoke there in front B.
Moose
And
is-
aggression for Moose.
He's going to spot them both, isn't he? Yeah.
Placing alarm bot.
That just looks so easy. Fortunate timing for the Sentinel. And now Melser's going to rotate back again. Still a 1v2, and again, you've got Vanity, who's very weak. So this is difficult, but not impossible. That alarm bot will make things notably more complicated, though.
Yeah, and after that alarm bot, you have to deal with this turret. Double layered utility, and then Vanity, yeah, he's 1 HP, but he can just bide his time and just be a thorn. Poor Melzer, delay the defuse. It's inevitable. Melzer has to leave the site.
Yeah.
Vanity brought this round back to life for Cloud9. Solo. He gets the judge, gets a kill, jumps into the smoke. The risky plays I was talking about, but this time when you're down numbers, you kind of have to go for that. Getting out alive in that moment. We see the Clove of Rooney. Yeah, he gets dropped early on here, but that one lurk smoke giving all the space on the C site. And the follow-up from Moose. No one from the side of KRU are worried about this because they see that smoke come out, or they hear it, I should say. Why would somebody be pushed up past that?
I mean, they essentially wanted a 2v5. The first 3 kills that KRU were able to get were ridiculous.
It's insane.
And now the bonus, the way of Cloud9. The money not great for KRU. They've invested a little bit into the hands of Kesnet. Hero rifle, full armor around it. But Cloud9 at such an advantage right now.
Yeah, what a start from Cloud9. They really have an opportunity to run away with this one on this attacking side. Keep in mind, this is an attack-sided map. I think everybody knows that very well by now. Moose gets out of dodge. I wonder if he's going to pick this turret up or leave it up.
He's got to be cautious. There's a lot of pressure headed for him, and they've... Oh, what? The post? That's what keeps him alive? Moose gets 2. I mean, snappy shots from Heat to stop those antics. How do you deal with that? You've got the most dynamic high-low I think I've ever seen is Oxy satcheling forward with a shorty in hand.
And they're going to cycle that spike onto Rooney as well, building closer to towards that ult. Oxy taking all that free real estate. Vanity cleaning up the round. Moose, yeah, he was just using that sliver of the poles there in front B to his advantage. That was insane.
Imagine we'll get a look at it one more time as KRU calls a timeout. Yeah, what is this?
Line of sight. Using the game to his advantage. Good map awareness from Moose, though. A lot of players in this type of pressure, you know, you hear all those footsteps running at you, the fade, eye comes out towards you as well. A lot of them crumble in those moments, in that high pressure moment. But Moose, yeah, and rightfully so, they need to stop the bleeding. It's not out of their hands either at this point. You have ultimates coming up online from both sides. Kesnet is sitting on that showstopper. What can he do with this?
Heavy aggression towards A, immediately denying some of that space.
Shadows traveling.
And in a lot of ways, they're kind of funneling Cloud9 towards C here.
Yeah, Cloud9 are okay with this. They tap that B revolving door, try to feint pressure that they collapsed onto front B. Moose invested one of the mollies in front B as well. Extra pressure there. That's why you see 3 members so far from KRU stuck behind that lurk smoke on B. But an alarm bot put within that smoke, so KRU Shy making a good adaptation to that front B pressure.
Heat's Eye, I believe, should be up here pretty soon. He used it at the very beginning of the round. Now they're starting to lean back A. Vanity not able to stick it. There's Eye that I was just mentioning. And so we're starting to see a lot of this delay again for Cloud9. We're 45 seconds left into the round. They have a little bit of room, or they just try to overwhelm A. It works against Meltzer. Heat has to take a step back.
And while all that's happening, Vanity's trying to find a lurk timing onto C. He will sneak his way in. MTA, did he not
30
hear
seconds
that?
left.
Oh, he may not have.
Oh, Shy just in the right time, but doesn't get the kill.
The paranoia out, MTA trying to take a step back, but Rooney arrives at just the right time. Now they pop the ult, but it's not gonna connect. And so Cloud9, with just a few seconds left in the round, finds space.
Planted.
They leave things in a 1v2 in the hands of Heat, who was a hero for KRU so many times. The res popped, the fight from Rooney, inching forward at 31 HP left for the initiator as Rooney will fall. Now, with 2 bullets left, how do you do this? A change in the weapon and Zeppa cleans him up. A stomp from Cloud9 early on.
Vanity again. He's coming up clutch in these moments when they're down numbers. The double swing as well to punish Melzer, who was basically solo holding with no help from Heat in that moment. A bit of a disconnect right there, huh? But still, it's the IGL that's taking things into his own hands. This was a nice flash play from Melzer early on. Good follow-up, but right here, that double swing. Just too many targets, couldn't control it. And that Clove ultimate, look at that.
Nice, baby.
That's where you see the value of Clove on a map like this. Rooney, 7 assists. Wins the comeback into that round in the 2v1. What a cool composition. And so far, Vanity, he's been having a field day with his attack side calling. Basically avoiding all the disaster and all the traps of KRU towards that A side of the map, taking C Mound for free. I don't think KRU have fought C Mound 1 round so far, but it looks like they're getting a little aggressive here in the A lobby.
Pop the ult. It's just MTA on the other side. Oxy's never even able to get the ult off. Remember here, they still have 2 Guardians in the hands of the defense. One of them is still so far away. Cloud9 get plenty of space. They get the spike down. Moose 1 away from his ult. They've invested the Nightfall too and the Paranoia.
Yeah, this is snowballing out of control for the side of KRU right now, Doug.
I mean, they are confident in something. And that confident approach, call to arms, might be a sign of success. Kesnick falls, Heat does too, and it's just the Sheriff now. In the 1v3, the first target not connecting. Zeppa with 3, Cloud9 get to 6. That was a notable investment.
Yeah, they're gonna wish they had that Fade ultimate going into the future rounds. When you're on a thrifty buy like that, I get it. You know, the numbers are even. Makes you enticed to use an ultimate to try to win the round. But that plant coming down in a spot where, you know, Vanity bought the Odin for that. That's the whole point of this Odin buy. You're able to spam the spike from any angle that is planted right there. Vanity's sitting at 8-1, Doug.
He's had an excellent map so far. And he had a couple of really bright moments on this as well.
And no change from the side of KRU, still doing this 3-man towards A. And the response from C9 is just gonna be to take C Mount control again. This time a heavy lean though from KRU. A heavy lean and a re-clear front B. Vanity ahead of this though.
Door picked up and now Moose has his ult online.
Oh, Vanity putting out a lurk smoke onto A. That makes Melzer have to back out, seeing as he's the only one here.
Cloud9 are throwing a lot of different looks into this round.
Yeah, Vanity's been calling such a great half so far.
That's one of the things I love about 3-side map like this, is it allows you to be so dynamic in your feints.
Yeah, look at this. They understood they've taken C for free most of the rounds. Now, why not go A?
I mean, the lack of information is just so difficult to deal with.
It's another free site. They've chosen right almost every single round so far, Doug. Ooh, Heat takes out the spike of Zeppa.
Very nice shot.
And that's Thrash gone for the rest of the round. He cannot pick that back up. He is dead.
The lockdown invested, the spike not even planted yet, so there should be a pretty notable time window there. What a shot from Melzer. So now they're going to wait this thing out, and now they can push their way forward. Melzer just has to buy his time. Cautious now. Heat falling. And now that nade, no real place to go. Melzer can't really get out of there. He's still stuck down there. He doesn't have a TP. As the spike ticks away, Moose and Rooney left alone. A little bit of utility dropped, and this is so tough for the remaining two members. Can they try to hold things down as much as they can? What a swing from Moose!
Player standing.
Meltzer's left in a 1v1. Rooney had some big moments. Does he even know that it started? He's gotten it to have. The smoke goes down, the bullets come through. Rooney gets Cloud9 another.
Charges.
And that's a Rooney who had a really rough last map.
Yeah.
Sitting at single-digit kills. This time, stepping up huge for his team. Wow, that's a crazy shot.
Through aim punch and everything.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's so hard. Oxy with the proactivity in the post plan as well. And then that double swing right there. This is nice proactivity, nice calling so far from the side of Cloud9. Game plan is in full effect, and they're up 7-0 on this attacking side. KRU, they can't have anything work. And now look, now they decide to fight C-Mount, but it's a fast AD fall. KRU can't catch a break right now.
This feels like some of the pistols and some of the ecos that we saw from KRU at the beginning of the half. Remember how many times Moose was able to find a couple of kills from this very moment again? I think about the haunt round. And Moose is in the exact same spot.
This time he picked up his turret though, so they might not be aware that he's here. Oh, they're doing their due diligence though. That Prowler will fish him out, but he still gets one?
Not able to find much more. So that has been dealt with.
Spike planted.
And a weapon in the hands of Meltzer. See if they're able to convert that into anything else. Meanwhile, while all of that was going on, the spike has been planted. It's been ticking away for a little bit now as kills are traded back and forth. Vanity stuck on the other side. It seems like they're all going to be huddling into tree. They've got to have a decent idea of where that is. Oh, they're going to pass right by each other. Vanity getting active with it. Only traded 1-for-1 though. Heat's on the tap. They still don't have any tree control. They've got Wingman coming through. They've got the spam through the smokes. This is such a, I mean, borderline impossible situation. Shy only gets his one as Cloud9 get 8.
Cloud9 have been so good on these post plans. They get the spike down and the proactivity from Oxy in that moment. Yeah, he gets punished for it, but we kill the player and drop because of it. MTA gets taken out. Moose getting one here, that's criminal.
And I'm honestly, even the time that he bought, felt like such great value, independent of whether or not he was able to find a kill.
Last player standing.
So insane. Rooney and Zeppa in these post plans, they've been so good in tandem. Otherwise, we're just going to be breezing on into Haven.
The second timeout has been burned. KRU find themselves down 8. Cloud9 looks so comfortable here. They've got a considerable amount of money to work through. That's certainly not the side they were looking for. That high hit so many. He's going to pop the ult. But Zeppa's close. He doesn't know he's there. President falls, but at least the rocket went off. Zeppa's not able to stabilize and get any more.
Down A.
It's all up to Heat here in a
One enemy remaining.
in a 1v2 on this side of the map. Melzer will be able to get with him here, though.
Moose on the swing. He gets both. 3 on the round for him as KRU finally finds success.
And there it is. It's like I said, it doesn't have to be pretty.
And it wasn't.
It was heroics from Heat in that moment, but sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes you need one player on your team to step up for you so you can get fired up and get into the game. But yeah, these tiny micro mistakes, like Cousin not clearing out Zeppa there close right.
Remaining.
A lot of things are slipping away from KRU right now. These are things that we didn't see them messing up on that last map. When there's so much at stake, you know, elimination, your season being done, you not making champs, you start forgetting the little things that got you here.
They do have a little bit of a buffer, but you're right. Depending on how this map goes and the next, the streak could be broken. KRU have attended every single champs. And that is now in jeopardy. An alarm bot keeping them back from B. You've got a couple of guns, a firing squad watching over it. And Rooney's already dead. Pops the ult. Now the question is, do they try to take this fight? That was not an assist, so that ult is still in play. Now he finds it onto Heat. Meanwhile, Meltzer trying to do his moves backside. He can. Plant committed now. MTA has this pit. He's been holding onto that thing for a little while too. As they invest the Thrash, they're going to clear all the way back into sight. Rooney dead. MTA detained. And that pit will last at least one more round. Oxy with the ult. Kesnit a sitting duck. That's another one for Cloud9.
disgusting mechanics from Oxy right there at the end, and a disgusting use of Thrash. The proactivity, he wraps it back around. Not only does he clear out all of Heaven, so they don't have to worry about that angle whatsoever, but he wraps it back around and detains 2 people with that. Zeppa's been having a hell of a map so far in terms of his mechanics and utility usage. I'm super impressed with him so far. And a free cleanup right there at the end. Another Clove ult put to good use as well, right, from Rooney.
Yeah.
We're seeing the value of this double controller. We're seeing how good Clove can actually be on a map like Lotus.
They're so convinced that whenever KRU are on an eco, that they're just going to push.
Yeah.
And I mean, the truth is they've done that seemingly every round. We talked about how they hit at C so many times. This time, I mean, look at Cloud9 still have a couple of members in spawn.
It's so smart to play reactionary on these type of rounds when you're doing a default on the attacking side. You get to fish out what the setups are on the defense. If there's any type of aggression, you can kind of just react, go the other way, take that free space. That'll open up a double feint if you want it, or you can just go straight into an execute like we've seen C9 do time and time again towards the C. This time investing utility. Why not? Will that nade be able to break it? I don't think that breaks.
Oh, it's going to take a little bit more than that. It's going to go off, and KRU are forced to scatter and try to get out of the site as best as they can. It was Heat who was detained, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, super aggressive smoke into water as well with that detain. So now an extra layer of utility needs to be used in water or a double swing. But it's these post-plant scenarios where Cloud9 have reigned supreme all map long.
Yeah. This has been a problem the KRU have not been able to solve, and I don't really know how you do it with the weaponry they have. 2 Guardians, 2 Sheriffs. I mean, that's going to help the matter, but one of them is now just sitting harmlessly on the ground. But that might be where the real firepower is in the Sheriffs. The spray is too steady, it's too stable. Cloud9 get to 10.
Even with all that commotion on the site and people fighting together and whatnot, you just had Moose sitting in the back of Mound, just AFK, playing his Molly lineups anyway. So there's multiple layers to this approach on the post plants from the side of Cloud9. And early on in the half, KRU were actually punishing some of the proactivity. But now it's just night and day from the first couple rounds, the first few rounds of the half. I think the way that KRU lost that bonus round against Cloud9, the 2v5, absolutely obliterated their mental.
Yeah.
And they have not been able to bounce back whatsoever.
That is difficult to navigate.
We even saw, you know, some glimpses of the players' faces and reactions on that last map, but they were able to bring it back.
Oh, they're going to try to crunch this around Mound. They've got a Paranoia on one side. They've got a swing out from door. Shy finding his 2, but Zeppa a little bit better. Finding 2 of his own. Meanwhile, Moose has gone exploring the wall. The only thing keeping him back, he's cleared him. Now they've got to know where he is, and Moose just drops him. Oh, no way. He hears him. He knows he's there. He's dead. Zeppa with 3. Kaz is forced to find heroics. How do you 1v3 through this? You've got a couple before you. Vanity commits to the spike plant, and he never even gets a shot to fight back.
One of the most dominant attacking halves of Lotus I think we have ever seen.
I mean, near perfection.
Seriously, clinical. And Zeppa, he's on fire. That lurk from Moose too, using that Viper wall to his own advantage. MTA had no idea.
An absolutely ridiculous half so far from Cloud9. Other than that, it was perfect.
Yeah, the bonus round was honestly the main factor, I believe. I think KRU were not able to recover after that moment, and honestly, from that point on, Vanity, he was in the flow state of calling. It's going to take a miracle right now for KRU to make this comeback.
Here.
But Cloud9, they've historically been very good at a map like Lotus. We've seen even in the old iterations, right? They kind of invented their own meta on a map like this, and it looks like they're doing that again with this Clove.
You've got the attack side Viper wall towards A. One alarm bar, one nano, excuse me, has been cleared. There's still one more to deal with. Right on cue, the thing goes off. You still have the turret backside too that now goes down. So they've dealt with all of the Sentinel utility that was posted up on the site. Now they can focus on opposition before them.
Yeah, Paranoia and Gecko Flash combined here would be deadly for KRU. That Paranoia connects onto 2. So does the Gecko Flash.
Right over the top, but it's Heat who walks away with the kill.
Team
That was a slaughter.
Doug, how does he win when he's blinded by 2 different characters? A paranoia on top of it. He's just spraying and praying that ghost, but it works in his favor. Yes, KRU have been getting absolutely dominated the entire time on this map, but he is still up there. He's having a wonderful day.
He's the only one who's up there.
Yeah, his performance today has been nothing short of immaculate. Even in this loss, how can you go positive still when you're down 11-2?
That's yes, you're right. That's actually really impressive.
ace.
And the only round that KRU won, apart from this, I mean, you could include this as well, was off of his back too.
Yep. There hasn't been much more to speak of for KRU, but that will help. And unfortunately, TCK was wrong about his predictions.
Cover going out.
Will be extremity control for KRU, both C-Mound and A space gathered. You should be able to understand that it's either a stack on one of the actual sites or there are members in front B. Footsteps should be able to be heard as well from the side of Cloud9, so that's why you see a little pivot.
Yeah, you can tell what the idea was for them too. They were posted up right by the door. If the turret gets any contact C, they flood through it and they try to fight behind them. But KRU, wise to it, decide to hand back A. The problem is, look at where Cloud9 are already. They're a step ahead of this.
We're a little bit too slow into this, and it's going to be a fast flood with these classics. That nade does connect on the Moose.
You've got an eye back side, Shy joining in on it. The Paranoia will delay the flood for just a little bit longer. And then again, Oxy with 15 HP. Vanity, not much more. I don't know how Vanity even gets one there. That's impressive as it is, but KRU get their third.
Yeah, it could have been scary, but the util usage from KRU was still too much for Cloud9, even with the flood in effect. Kesnet with the raise nade and everybody else just spamming away on all the players trying to cross into that pit. Rooney with that Sheriff, always good for one.
Remaining.
He does seem to find success with that weapon more than anyone else.
Yeah.
Historically very good with it. Now, this is where Cloud9 were able to really lean into that first half stomp that we saw. It was off of the bonus, and yes, it was a 2v5. I don't want to say KRU need to win this round, but they kind of need to win this round.
Yeah, it's a must-win round right here. This bonus conversion would be everything for a comeback. And even then, it's still a tough thing to accomplish. But it can give you the confidence to start building it round by round, and then, you know, who knows?
Yeah, an 11-1 comeback starts a step at a time. Yeah. The problem is they just took a massive step backwards with Kesnet dead.
Exactly, that's your entry. That's the raise nade going down early on. And Shy, he's not even aware. Rooney
Enemy remaining.
playing aim labs in the back
Spike
sight.
down A.
That should all about wrap things up. MTA's left alone in a 1v4. He's gotten it down to a 1v3, but with so many members of Cloud9 left on the other side, they're going to get to map point. And they've taken us to the doorstep of Haven here.
And they made it look easy in that round too. There wasn't really much to really go deep down into. I mean, it was a spam kill onto Kesnet from Moose, just understanding timings, and Rooney just in the back sight. He doesn't have to worry about tree whatsoever because he has an Omen smoke there from Vanity. So he just needs to look straight ahead of him, and that's exactly what he did. He got 2 into that round.
And again, we mentioned Rooney and the struggles he had on map 1, currently 15 and 12. A night and day difference. Seemingly far more comfortable. And so Cloud9 again, looking to put KRU away, looking to take us to Haven. That's not gonna feel good.
He does get out before taking too much damage, or no damage at all, actually.
Yeah. And you see the buy for KRU too. They've got heat on a Sheriff. You just can't really afford anything else.
Yeah. Cloud9.
Is Rooney gonna hit another clip here?
He might. Oh, they're spamming him. They know. Oh, he can't connect. Kesnet. He was unaware, but he still settled at the end of the day.
The crosshair was behind every step of the way. And so now KRU take a step back as the round is ripe for reset. Cloud9 forced to divide their attention and divide their resources.
Bring them down.
Prowler coming through. You already see some of the Clove smokes. Imagine they'll be going down here very soon. Once they understand where KRU are headed, the ult is popped from Kesnet. There's only one target on site, it's Vanity, and he's just around the bend. He slouches forward, he's been spotted, he's been dealt with. It wasn't off the rocket, but the outcome is the same. Now Oxy looking to fill in. He gets 2, he gets a 3rd. Oxy looking to call game, and he very well might. Heat behind him, cleans him up. Moose in a 1v2. On the flank. The alarm bot will not matter. Melser and Heat left to find where he might be coming from.
And remember, on that last map, it was a 1v2 from Moose on the flank as well, but this time, Crew are ahead of it. Melzer gets the jiggle.
Takes a little bit more damage, down to 27 HP. He's saving.
Yeah.
Crew are gonna live to fight another day.
But that was almost ridiculous from Oxy, no?
Yeah. I mean,
Just
if it
runs in with the satchel, kills 3.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Heat trying to wrap around backside, who knows how much more value Oxy finds.
Oh my goodness. So crazy, but this time, Crew getting the first blood, resetting the round. Oh, that's tough. Sometimes the tracking is just not quite there. And it's oftentimes those kills are the hardest to actually get. When a player is kind of just not even aware that you're there, not really looking at you. Doesn't have his rifle out, all things that kind of throw off your own gameplay. It undials you in that moment.
Crew with just 2 rifles and light armor the whole way. There's a chance we're playing at least one more round. Unless Crew completely fumble this.
My ult is ready.
Ult online for Rooney. He's gonna want to fight.
What is that?
Better lucky than good sometimes.
Gun here.
That's a way back in, you're right. This is a way to close out this map. Oxy with a Vandal now, and they're gonna go for more? Oh, Rooney's going in first because he has the ultimate.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna get dropped instantly.
Yeah, he can't use it anymore with Oxy falling there. He'll just get ran down.
Right, where is he going?
But still, it's a 3v3.
There's no safe passage to be found. And I think the bigger thing here is it's not just a 3v3, but it's a 3v3 where Cloud9 had 3 rifles, and they're just down to 1 now. The little advantage that it seems like they had acquired is gone. Vanity finds his 1. But now the spike on a mad dash back towards B. Remember, Moose has the rifle, and Moose has arrived. The turret betraying his position. Zeppa on the swing. Shy will fall. He's left alone. A 1v1. Zeppa weak. Just 45 HP. He's going to have to deal with Wingman. It becomes a 1v2. That's finally cleared out. The tap not connecting. Both clips empty. The reload through. The swing out. He's waiting just on the other side of the turret, but he's forced out by the Mosh. Now eye cleared. Bullets delivered. Heat gets Crew to 5.
That's what, 3 rounds, 1 from Heat alone? He played that 1v1 phenomenally. Zeppa, he was also doing a really good job trying to bait out Heat to make any type of mistake. But the trades back and forth, they worked in Crew's favor this time around. Vanity getting that kill on the door gave his team a chance, even with the bad weaponry they had going into this. But Heat, he's too cold right now, 18 and 12, and his team is down 7 rounds.
There's still so much that has to go so right. And that's a recipe for disaster. So if they're able to clean that up, again, the problem is it's just such a big mountain they're staring up at this point.
It is good that they're seeing some signs of life going into that map 3, though, even if they lose this map. Because you're right, that defensive side was abysmal. Especially with the advantages that they accumulated early on.
Cloud9 with full rifles, light armor on everyone, but 3 ults to play around. And I mean, they've got Zeppa 2 away from his. Moose isn't far off either. You wonder here how much they're willing to invest. Because again, they're just 1 round away.
Now they're slowly biding their time. They showed a lot of pressure front B. And it's going to be a split.
Crew have to play this with surgical precision. There is no room for error of any kind.
The flood might be just too much, though.
Oxy not connecting with the ult. The Nightfall is dropped, and Oxy's dead. It's Kesnet who comes alive. Dude, Cloud9 cut their losses here. They don't have a ton of money.
Yeah, you have to.
Satchel out.
You have to save right here. It gives you a chance to win the next round. And then obviously you can buy after that. And for Crew right now, your economy's pretty good. You're sitting at match point. I guess you do have a couple members sitting low, but Kesnet and Melzer can afford to go hunt. I mean, honestly, even MTA, he's close to that Viper's pit. This is something you want online for these future rounds. A showstopper would be great going into the next as well.
Yeah, 1000%. And when you think about a comeback of this magnitude, ults play a huge part in it. Not just in being able to navigate what the opposing team is trying to do to put you away, but finding success in what you do have.
Yeah. And a lot of teams make this mistake when they try to like make these comebacks that are so hard to do when they're at such a deficit of stacking too many ults in the same round.
Sure.
You kind of have to go into these rounds trying to get just one and winning with one.
Yeah.
And then the next round you snowball again. All of a sudden you have the team on an eco. You don't need to invest an ult in the round, or sometimes you might have to, depending on how scrappy it gets. But it was really cool that round. The Heat's ultimate on that fade, combined with Kesnet's nade, is what punished Oxy. Otherwise, Oxy just gets away, you know, maybe he takes 20 damage, whatever. But the fact that that fade ultimate connected, the nade just one-shotted him.
And that was after he had popped his ult, too.
Yeah.
So again, keep a close eye on the ults. Kesnet went away, MTA went away. Zeb is also really close by to having his. And he's currently caught up in this spam fight towards C. Forced to just sit back, wait for this double controller comp to drop all the smokes that they can, and it's so suffocating and so refreshed. That's Kesnet's, or at least an attempt to. You see the spam instantly coming through from Moose.
Good job of doing this A default from KRU. You're right. Getting Kesnet that showstopper, also baiting out that molly into tree. That makes C9 have to back up, not play that tree area anymore. But do KRU read into that?
Oh, Shy's got to be careful. He was playing just on the other side of the close smoke. It didn't hit him. Oxy's on the swing. Oh, and he finds his one. But it traded right back. KRU with numbers advantage. Everything crumbling once more. Numbers the way of KRU.
Seconds left.
Time is short. The paranoia is out from Melzer. And now Rooney's gonna have to tank this molly, tank the orb. I mean, so few options. Paranoia is gonna help, though. I think it hit all three. Oh no, it only hit two. Melzer still alive, avoiding the utility. KRU gets a 7.
They're slowly creeping up into things. The defaults from KRU, they're looking really good right now, baiting out you online. If we can win this round, great, you know, but don't go crazy with the investments onto this round. Rooney has been popping off, so yeah, Vanity, of course, he's gonna buy him a weapon. Vanity has always been a team player in that aspect. And you imagine next round he's gonna be on a judge. And he tends to close games out on that judge as well.
But it really feels like a lot of the momentum is the way of the attack here.
It has been thus far.
And the fact that we're still playing this map is ridiculous.
Yeah, 11-1.
And look at the approach from KRU.
I have the spike.
They're so quiet. The setup here is very different too. I mean, you've got the turret, you've got the nanos. Do they commit onto this? The pathing from Kesnet, it's so nice! And Rooney's been caught. Moose is forced to play back sight. He hasn't given his position away. Has not made his presence known. Just on the other side of the warp, not taking any decay yet. But now they're gonna try to flood their way through. Again, with Rooney's dying there, he can still provide impact with his smokes. The hop-back side is really good. Oxy's already dealt with. Melzer finding 2. That's 3 on the round for him. A flawless round as KRU get to 8. And things are starting to swell.
It was a very cool round. We saw an Omen smoke come out, basically blocking the Killjoy turret off from the rest of the site, and that allowed Kesnet the free reign to use those satchels and not get slowed down at all, getting that kill.
There's that swim.
Onto Rooney, yeah, that's the smoke right there. And then the post plan, I mean, it's too hard when you're down with these weapons. I don't know how that Gecko Molly doesn't actually connect on the Melzer there. He must have just been a step away from it. But all of a sudden for Cloud9, things are getting out of hand right now.
5 in a row, 7 of the last 8. Mental is tested in situations like this. And these are things you can't prepare for this. You can't scrim this. How do they manage this?
No, so far it looks like Cloud9 are just worried. about every single choke.
My
They
ultimate is ready.
haven't really had a read on the attacking half so far of KRU.
You should
Apart
run.
from that, that pistol round where they met face to face at A site.
Placing alarm bot.
It's
Yeah,
kind of been
you're
a
right.
masterclass from the side of KRU.
Moose getting tagged up a little bit.
Bomb grenade out.
He will get caught with no real threat yet. And KRU fill on the space. MTA has his pit. Only 2 ults left now. They invested a fair amount of them. And there's one of them. That goes really deep too. Do they have anything for post plants? Anything like that? It's just Kesnet's nade.
They still have Paranoia as well. Fade Eye just came back up, but Melzer, he's not really close to use this ultimate. Oh, that connects!
MTA's caught. That should be the pit. Can they keep him alive? No! The pit's now down, but it's a 1-for-1. Cloud9 try to flood out into the site. There's a Paranoia from behind them. It's going to buy so much time. Can they keep them back? Shy Falls, Heat will join them as well. It's a 2v2 now. Kesnet dancing around the box, able to get a little bit of damage onto one. And the ult popped, the nade, pushing Vanity back, 18 HP. It's all onto him now. Kesnet with 4, KRU with 9.
Kesnet keeping his team in the game. 4 in that round. He gets the reset on the nade. That brings Vanity down to 10 HP. And the double swing. A lot of ults invested into that round from Cloud9. That was a really good thrash, good spam. But Rooney, he wasn't able to get anything done with that ultimate.
One enemy remaining.
Kesnet too cold in these moments.
That snap onto the 4th was filth. And they're on a weird buy again. 2 sheriffs, a stinger, 2 stingers. The one benefit is you take a look at the ults. I mean, they're favoring Cloud9 here.
Yeah, that was 2 ultimates invested from KRU in that previous round. Oh, they're ready for this. There's so many players ready for this, but
Kesnet again! Not only equalizing them, giving them the advantage. And Vanity's in a really good spot. Is this how it ends?
no way.
Is this how it ends?
No way.
Spotting 2, spotting all 3, 2 found with 1 bullet! Now Kesnet forced to swing back and deal with him. The door is shut, the spike in hand. Kesnet has no choice, he has to turn his eyes forward.
And if he plants here, this Killjoy ultimate in that corner that was just pinged from Cloud9, it gets almost everything.
He's got to find a kill. He's got plenty of time to do it. 45 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
He's taking a scenic route.
He's making the right play though. If he goes all the way back to C, his chances of winning are way higher.
But Moose is waiting just on the other side of stairs. It seems like Kesnet will find safe passage to the other side of the
30
map.
seconds left.
I mean, maybe you pop the nanos from a distance away, but I think you're right. Dre, Moose's ult feels like the difference maker here. Because even if Kesnet's able to get away, Moose is just able to show up, pop the ult, and then what? His positioning here, Kesnet's positioning is everything. With gun out, he's looking to be proactive and take this fight. And they're gonna pass right by each other. Does he hold the line? Moose is waiting on the other side. He's got to creep forward, now starting to look. There it is, 1 found, and that's his ult. 3 for Kesnet. Vanity weak, no armor, but he's on the hunt. And I don't think Kesnet knows. With knife out, he's behind him. There's the ult popped. With the satchel in his hand, he's gonna turn around and find it! And Kesnet with the Red Bull clutch to keep KRU alive.
Kesnet is an absolute freak of nature. Identifying that if he plants at A site, that Killjoy ultimate would get the entire site and limit the spots he can actually play in the post plant. What does he do? He runs all the way around to see the scenic route, as you said. My goodness. What are we witnessing right now? And now there's another Fade ultimate online. But it's a front B exchange. Rooney, he gets one. Melzer trades.
It's instantly. Oh, the rocket doesn't land. Melzer's able to make another great escape. Houdiniing his way out of death. They've invested the Nightfall now. And everything leaning towards A. Keep an eye on Melzer's ult as the Paranoia goes out. Does he commit? Trying to get the spike down. They have to try to flood here. That nade is going to hurt. Vanity's waiting on the other side of it. The room, but not giving his position away. A couple of bullets spamming through as the spike Still playing at 44 HP for MTA, and he still gets the best of Oxy and Seppa too. KRU with such control here.
Last player
What?
standing.
And it's not getting any worse. Of course, it's Kesnet. Who else but Kesnet? Vanity on the tap, waiting for the swing, not realizing that Kesnet's just around the corner. KRU have gotten to 11. I cannot believe my eyes. If they're able to pull this off, you asked what we were watching earlier. If they're able to pull this off, this would be history. This would be the biggest comeback that Americas has ever seen.
Shadows traveling.
But they have to do it just to get to OT, and then it's an entirely different ball game. The paranoia out, tagging onto one. Oxy's position also given away by the Prowler. Oh, what a shot from Oxy. But again, it's always in kind. Where's the trade? Can Kesnet do it? Dancing around the door. No, Oxy with 3. Looking to put him away, but he can't yet. Has the damage been enough? Despite trying to get through, Zeppa's waiting on the other side. They're gonna funnel to their death, but Shy left in a 1v2. With 54 seconds left, another tap of the door.
Placing swarm grenade.
Like nails on a chalkboard. Shy posts up. He's got a knife out. Not understanding there's somebody in hell, and it's Rooney waiting on the other side. He's been surrounded. If he can find a timing here, though, this would be ridiculous. Can Shy do it again? No! Cloud9 avoid disaster of the most ridiculous kind. I mean, we've talked so much about Heat has been a way to alleviate a lot of the pressure that Kesnet was having to carry on previous iterations of the roster. I mean, this could not have come at a better time, and what a performance from him so far. But none of that matters if the season comes to a close today for KRU. They've got to get this thing over the finish line, and same goes for Cloud9. For as much as Oxy was ridiculous, he's got to find a way to put KRU away. A heavy lean towards C. They've already dashed out onto the site. You've got Zeppa, who still has his fault line. And they're taking such a heavy step back.
Taken out.
Yeah, the fact that Cloud9 has all of this garage control, you have to see a re-clear from KRU. This space, it's too hard to retake if you don't control it. It looks like they're not going to go for it, though. If they don't go for it, they need to keep players here, holding it.
That's the fault line. Careful on the swing from Cloud9 as they're going to try to funnel their way out of garage, back into spawn, and they've got them wrapped in. The one benefit is they've got Melser, who's still playing back towards long. Kesnet's already gotten it to half. He's so weak, though. Vanny dancing around the smoke. He swings out into his death. Kesnet's going to be able to stick it the whole way. The last couple of kills come through the way of KRU as they get the pistol.
Mad props to KRU and whoever decided to use this retake the way that they did, understanding that garage was out of their hands, out of their control. Instead of opting to fight for it and kind of pinch their garage, they went from C long and CT spawn and pinched whoever was stuck on the site, isolating all those players in garage. And yeah, Heat, the one that we talked about, who he was the one sitting in the back with the fault line trying to hold that garage window. He gets taken out, but he did his due diligence and he did his job with that stun, getting 2 assists on the board.
3 Bulldogs, a Guardian, and then the Ghost in the hands of KRU. If they're able to convert this, you know, we've talked about it so many times, they're so well set up for a bonus if they can convert it. And that's certainly going to help their causes as Vanity's already dead. Cloud9 trying to commit to the plant once more. You got the stun, you've got the pair of what? That wasn't supposed to go that way.
Yeah, they've gotten another. Costly, Doug. This is so costly. A Bulldog upgraded, but Oxy gets taken out into the round. It was scrappy. It was anything but clean from the side of KRU. Melzer overheating a little bit, jumping up on top of that box, but they're still able to get the trades in their favor.
Well, and I think the most important thing, too, is thinking about what they're going to carry over, Dre. Is they've kept 3 rifles going into the next.
Yeah, 2 Bulldogs, a Guardian. All weapons to set yourself up for success into the future rounds. Even Shy, we got the glimpse of him investing into a Vandal into that round since he only had a Ghost. Nice shots from Moose.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's not easy, especially with a Classic, which has like first bullet inaccuracy and whatnot.
Moose has been so good for Cloud9, man.
He stepped up huge in this playoff as well. He's had a bunch of good moments in this series alone.
Currently sitting at 3-2.
What was that spam? I've never seen that one. Was that from front B, maybe? From Shy? I think it was from Shy, actually.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, that would make more sense than the players towards A. That almost freaked me out. I was like, is there something I don't know?
And so things slow down here. KRU have taken a lot of space towards A main already. I mean, look at how far up Melser is. Now has to TP and give the position away, but they've got to understand here, they don't have any A-main control, and I think Cloud9 wisely do. They turn their attention towards C. Oxy's already dashed out onto site. This feels very reminiscent to the pistol.
Yeah, last 2 rounds, honestly, they understand that C side has been free. But on a map like this, you can't play every single site. If you do, you kind of just get smothered, right? You get overwhelmed. So the retakes have been really good so far from KRU. Can they keep it up?
Oxy's in a really good spot. Only able to find one, though. Now they're going to have to deal with Cloud9 and all of the presence that they have down C long. Heat's already fallen, but again, the trade comes through. No shocks to speak of, no nanos to deal with. Oh, it's just going to be spammed through the smoke if they try to pull this off. I don't really know. Does MTA try to dart through and they try to fight through the smokes? They're also so concerned about the push coming in from Garage, and it never arrives. The bullet's unable to settle. It seems like Cloud9 will be able to get away with this one. Very nicely done.
Yeah, a good post plan. If you're going to keep giving us C site, this time we'll just play the spike. We don't need to play too aggressive. We've seen Oxy do his thing, though, where he will be the solo man on site, having his teammates use utility. That is where Rooney got tagged up in the beginning of the round. That makes sense. Oh my gosh, had he stayed an extra, what, second? Maybe he dies there. Yeah. That's a big difference into the round. But you're going to see this a lot, especially on the C post plants. This is something Oxy likes to do. On A, C, whatever, even in the back of B, he likes to play up close and in your face. He's been doing this for about 2 years. I remember playing against him in Challengers. He was doing the same exact thing.
That flash right at the beginning of the round and a little bit of pace coming out from the defense as Kezen tried to hold A main. Really nothing there as Cloud9 currently on the doorstep of B.
Very interesting from KRU. There was a lurk smoke used this time around in that A lobby. Around right there from the side of Cloud9. Basically makes it so you have to be worried about short and long. But KRU were kind of ahead of that. They had all 3 players. They had a Neon, Breach, and a Cypher towards that front B site. So it looks like both teams have done a lot of prep work on this map. I mean, C9, they've just ended C almost every single round. KRU this time, they think that maybe because of the A look that Vanity showed early on, that maybe the players crept up towards long and they're going to pop and execute, but it's going to be another C. Post plant maybe. Oh, second guessing themselves. They're doubling back. They actually had a free site.
Hey, they don't have a ton of space anywhere else either. It's not like they have someone who's contacted up towards B or A or anything like that.
Bit of overcooking here from Vanity, but Oxy, he has all that space, and that's
30 seconds
why
left.
the call is coming back. Look at this, a full rotation. It's going to be another free C site, all because Oxy crept up. He's so confident.
Melser's in a really good position here, and he's the first to find the feed. Vanity down, a tap of the spike, and now they've got the Hunter's Fury they're going to have to deal with. 13 seconds left. Oxy looking to push the pace back into spawn, and he's dealt with. Can they delay any longer? 45 HP, he's got to get the fights now. 4 seconds left.
No time.
If he commits to it, he should be able to stick it, but it's going to be so damn close. Oh, there it is. He's gotten it down to 1. Moose left alone. Can he connect? Only on the first. That was way too close. That candle was burned all the way down. KRU get their third.
Down to the wire. The trading and the 2v1. Who else than Heat? Spotted Moose with the jiggle, doesn't get taken out, and then gets the trade. Oxy almost came up huge here, trying to get that fast flank in. And Zeppa, him getting off the spike right there in that little millisecond moment. That was a game-winning play right there. He just couldn't connect onto the player in logs. And he almost had a chance to kill the player in logs as well. MTA took a little bit of time to clean up that kill right there.
They just continue to lean into the retakes that you were talking about just a moment ago.
It looks like it's going to be a change of pace from KRU. They're going to take the fight to Cloud9 with this walk down in mid. The fighting squad. Kezen connects, but doesn't get the kill. Vanity sitting at 45 HP. And yeah, it looks like C9 are looking like they're leaning into this.
Honestly, given that exchange of utility, yeah, Vanity took a little bit of damage here, but it's not like they had a ton to work with, and they drew out the paranoia from Melser. If they were able to navigate early aggression from Neon in towards mid with a fault line over the top and the paranoia from Garage without dying, that feels like a net win.
Yeah, and on top of that, they get the orb onto Oxy, who's able to get these jet knives online. This could be really good. MTA On the pixel angle, can't connect. Kesnet looking for more.
And
Whoa.
he hears all of this.
Oh, the timing is perfect.
He's gonna find them all, isn't he? The paranoia, really nice response and a filthy shot from Rooney.
Always good for one.
MTA trying to hold the line in the smoke, and he cannot as Melser drops down from heaven.
Standing.
Vanity's left alone. He will get cleaned up. There were a couple of real tight moments there, but the gun difference on full display for KRU.
Again, the trading from KRU as well. They're so close together with their swings. Even if Vanity connects onto the first, the trade is going to be there instantaneously. But that shot from Rooney was ridiculous. Oh my goodness. The fadeaway, he was still moving on it. My lord. What a tense moment.
It's still early, still plenty of Valorant to play. Kesnet has an op.
Revealing area.
See a dart right at the very beginning, a little TP to try to get ahead of it. Player spotted on both sides. Space given back.
And I wonder now, KRU, this is unfamiliar territory. C9 haven't really taken this A-long space and just froze. Are they going to be proactive? Are they going to just play in backside? It looks like proactivity is going to be the name of the game. They're clearing out short, but the response from Cloud9 is they're going to try to break these trips into garage, identify where the Cypher is playing.
Cover going out.
MTA's fault line should be up here relatively soon. He's posted up towards short. They've taken so much space, or excuse me, Heats, not MTA's. I mean, they've passed right by each other, and there's nobody watching A.
There is a camera here, but I don't think that Shy is going to be aware of this timing.
No.
Oh, Seppa.
It's making a lot of noise. They've got to know they're there. They're going to walk into the disaster that is KRU holding the line. MTA getting his 2, and that's a spike down there. He's been surrounded, and now Vanity's left alone. He's been able to scoop up the spike, but guess who's waiting on the other side? It's Kesnet with the op.
These exchanges, they're so scrappy. It's blow for blow, tit for tat. But KRU keep coming out on top in these moments in the 2v2s and in all this weird chaos. The proactivity was great, though, from KRU. 3 players going short. Rooney getting the kill on the Melzer was a nice entry. But this man right here, the old but new addition, huh? He was here at the start of the year, comes back at the end of the year.
You mentioned this was unfamiliar territory. Again, KRU have not played Haven this stage.
Kesnet hasn't played Neon all year.
There are so many firsts, or I guess it's been a while, that we're seeing here. We'll go back to that in a moment. You see the buy for Cloud9. It's not great. You've got Oxy who's managed to get backside. There's the Rolling Thunder, but Oxy has dodged it. He's gotten backside again. With Stinger in hand and time being bought. What can he do?
And that's crucial time being bought as well, because those Omen smokes fade. And Vanity, he got picked off, so how do you exactly entry? How do you help Oxy here? If he gets cleared out, it's done.
I mean,
getting a kill right there is great.
Only one found.
But yeah, you gotta back up now. There's no choice here. It's too scary.
There's no real idea of what's on the other side.
Shy here's the turret. He can't exactly finesse his way through, but he will be able to break that. And now Cloud9, they're gonna have to re-clear front B.
Yeah, I mean, they might end up B entirely. Instead of just clearing out the space, they might try to end there.
Yeah, and front B is a good spot where in the mid round you can contact in with like the only rifle that you have,
30
which is Rooney.
seconds left.
Oh, and I
In this
think
case, it's a Stinger, but
and also neither team has smokes.
a free plant as well.
You should run. Spike plant.
Wow. They've invested the lockdown. Shy's gonna be trying to re-clear, and Rooney just destroys him.
Obliterated him.
Remember the op still in the hands of Kesnet. That's a really difficult weapon to try to do a retake with.
Shortcut.
He's got his ult. Does he pop it here? Rooney and Zeppa are both so weak. I mean, if he commits to the finger guns, that's a massive advantage, but instead he upgrades to a Vandal. The swing through, Zeppa's dead. And that was almost Kesnet's life. Can Moose find a little bit of space here? Rooney trying to commit to the ult. He is gonna get the kill, but it was gotten to have. Can Kesnet clean it up on his own? No, what a swing from Moose. What an investment from Cloud9, and what a round win.
They had to get on the board. The way that they were losing a lot of these previous rounds, it's heartbreaking. The fact that they were able to steal this one away, even though they had to invest 2 of those ultimates to do it, it gives you a chance to climb back into this half And with the way that crew are playing right now,
No more secret.
I mean, you're going to have to climb to heights that you never imagined.
They're all dead?
And
Stinger, so powerful in those moments.
honestly, for as much as we've talked about the matchup between these two, Kesnit's playing Neon for the first time. Crew hasn't played Haven in a long time. It's been a really long time. In fact, the last time Crew played Haven was against Cloud9. And it was map 3 in that upper bracket matchup that you were talking about from LCQ last year. It was 13-6, the way of Crew. That's what sent Cloud9 down. It's familiar territory
Insane.
in a very unfamiliar setting.
Just to speak about how close these rounds were as well. Look at the economy from Crew, even though they were winning so many rounds. They can't buy. It's a scrappy buy. Oxy takes the head off of Kesnit. Sit down, son. Gets another one on a shy.
They just don't really have the guns to fight back with here.
The delay in the back sight.
That was the one rifle that was still up standing. It's just Sheriffs now.
Wait, there's a chance.
Spike planted.
The 2v3.
Last player standing.
Never mind.
The chance was slim. So you imagine Melser will do any sort of damage he can. Or at least just die to the spike. In a 1v3 situation like this, I think we've got to go back to the previous Now that Cloud9 were able to put together, because I think you're right. For as much as these rounds have gone the way of Crew, they've been so scrappy. That's what put them on this. It wasn't really just securing the second. In a lot of ways, it was securing the third as well.
Exactly. 2 rounds in succession for Cloud9. And that's why you see a timeout now from the side of Crew.
You tried.
Nice cleanup in that post plant. Oxy going huge on those entries. And this A lobby, A short, A long is going to be pressured as well. On the flip side, a walk down mid.
Yeah, this looks very similar to the setup we saw a couple of rounds ago, where Kesnit tries to take a space, there's a paranoia out, and they try to fight through grass if there's any contact, but there's nothing there this time. And so Heat's able to keep his fault line, Melser's able to keep his flash too.
With that being said, though, 3 players were found out spamming that window area, trying to catch out Moose in that rotation. And that's why all this A space was gathered for free.
There's a lot of presence.
A lot of proactivity.
Zeppa's one away from his ult. If he can grab that orb and they commit A, given where Oxy is right now,
Oh,
it could be disaster. Meanwhile, Moose trying to find a little bit of space.
wow. The double swing in that moment?
Safety valve is no longer around. 1-for-1 traded as the flash comes through, the spike in hand for Zeppa. They've managed to get a little bit of room here. Vanity and Rudy posted up alongside him. And there's the ult. Kesnit has popped it. There's a Rolling Thunder too. The Paranoia will buy a little bit of time, but keep a close eye on Heat. He's up in heaven. Can he buy his time?
Oh.
Only one found, but he's still healthy. He's still got plenty of room to work with. Crew snatched his sight right back.
And another retake the way of Crew, this time playing the numbers game. Kesnit, he's doing a really good job, even though this is his first time playing Neon this year in official, of getting a kill and then getting out, playing with his team in those moments.
Yeah.
The old Kesnit, I mean, he just overheats. Maybe he goes 1-for-1 and all of a sudden the advantage is the way of Cloud9. But the way that he's playing this Neon, it's almost like he's playing for the team. The double swing front B that picks out Moose, all these little things are playing a factor. They're very micro. But it's why, when things get thick, they're able to come out on top.
Crew have won more than half of their retakes.
Caution here.
They've been laying it on heavy in the retakes.
And they're winning more than half of their 4v5s.
Get out of my
I mean, this
way.
has just been such a stark contrast to what we saw at the beginning of Lotus. But again, Cloud9, persistent in their approach. Try to hit C once more.
So much utility, poor Oxy.
I mean, that's the life of a Jet. When you got Cypher on the other side, Vanity getting aggressive. Only finding one though. And now Moose
Last
left to
player
his own
standing.
devices. Yeah, good luck getting back into this one.
No, he's absolutely locked out. This was such a fast pace on the flood from the side of Crew. And it's all because those trips got so much value. It took so long to break them from the side of Cloud9.
Yeah, there were 2. I believe the first one was cleared out traditionally, but then Oxy gets caught by the second, and he dies. You're right.
He couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
He's trying to move forward, trying to dodge the fault line, but then he's met by Shy, who's just sitting logs in that one way or whatever cage was down on the ground there. The flood from Kesnet sliding out in full effect. Heat with the supporting flashes. Then he just goes in guns blazing as well. Melzer gets taken out.
30
Still 30
seconds
seconds of play. Kesnet sitting at 10 HP. So many crossfires in play right now, but it looks like Moose will be able to isolate Kesnet in this 1v1.
And for as weak as he is, this is still a difficult one, but Moose wins it out. 30 seconds left. He's now more than halfway to having his ult online.
10 seconds left.
And so I think he continue to lean into this a little bit more. He falls at the hands of MTA ultimately, but I think the big takeaway, he's now 2 points away from having his lockdown.
Yeah. Considering it was a 1v4, bringing it down to 2, getting 2 away from your lockdown.
Yeah.
What a map Moose has been having. Yeah, look at this. He's just caught in between so many different sets of utility.
Both trips get a tag. Vanity gets caught by the first, and then Oxy with the second.
And that's exactly why you saw the flood. Slide out from Kesnet, then Heat. He's been so sharp all series long. All of a sudden, KRU are running away with this thing. Kesnet has another operator online. This time, going for an A short peek. No one to reciprocate.
And so they're going to leave him posted up there while the rest of the team rotates back.
Classic Haven right now. The thing is, he's not going to be here for this retake.
They don't commit to the TP, but Oxy does commit to the site, and he gets the best of MTA too.
Yeah, he's aware that Shy's stuck here, but he loses that battle.
Oh, he's waiting on the other side of the smoke. The ult is so good. It's going to give everything away.
Oh my goodness.
Melzer's from backside. Shy's on the swing. He gets 3 on the round. The value that he's had these last 2 rounds has been ridiculous.
Last round.
The ultimate finesser. How many times on this C site is he going to play inside of his cages? Getting so much value. Shutting Oxy out. Oxy was aware. He was dialed in on that angle, but he couldn't connect. In the end, yeah, that ultimate, that was too good. Able to go in the smoke when he realizes it's clear. And look, he's saying, why are they coming to my site?
This goes here.
The pressure starting to pile on for Cloud9. They haven't won a gun round this entire half, Trey.
And if I'm not mistaken, it was on Haven where Cloud9 also choked the last time they played in playoffs. This time they don't have any chance though. There is no lead that they have. But last LCQ, it was Haven that was the nightmare for them.
Silence over the site as we reach the last round of the half. This is a brutal setup. I mean, if there's any contact, he can drop a flash or he can just swing. Meanwhile, the trap was actually the other way as Melzer gets dropped. And so Cloud9 now take a step back. Still a lot of time left in this round. You see the fault line drawn out. And it's a foot race to the other side of the map. If they commit to C, though, they're going to have to deal with the trips, and they're going to have to deal with Shy, who's been so devastating these last couple of rounds. I imagine the first trip gets cleared out. Wait for the cage. Both of them used.
30
Still one
seconds
backside. And Oxy now posted up in garage. He's got a little bit of presence. Kesnet's over the top. He's got the op in hand. There are actually 2 that are down there. How do Cloud9 hang on? Given the number deficit that they have, how do they manage this disadvantage? Utility coming through, the wall goes up, Rooney goes down, Vanity and Oxy left alone. It's all on Vanity, and he will meet a similar demise.
The key moments for KRU. Shy, it looked like he wanted to run into the site in that moment. But second, just the hesitation. He's like, okay, let me just back up. We're 4v3. We've won almost every single retake in this half. Let me play with the squad. That's been the difference. This KRU looks so different. They're playing together on a level that we haven't really seen since last LCQ.
They lock Cloud9 out of the entire half and get this close. I mean, this close away from knocking Cloud9 out. We're going to throw it to a break, and then the desk will be right back. Oh, stats good.
You have to win this pistol round. You cannot let this neon composition run you down. It can put such a pace on you, it can almost be over before you know it. It's a fast C split, the same way as Cloud9. No opposition met. but so much utility invested to take this site from KRU. The advantage right now is for Cloud9. On this retake, they're all flanking. Only Vanity gets hit by that trip, but it's a flip.
Zappa has a lot of util. Rooney has a lot of util to play around. Vanity still has his flash. How much further are they going to go into spawn here?
Oh, they got to clear all of it if they want. Moose, he has to come up huge. Oh, Meltzer, he's 2 on point right now.
Meanwhile, MTA is on the side by himself. He's been left alone. The flood out from KRU as they attempt to fight for the site. Vanity's gotten it to half. Can they keep it together? Meltzer's on the swing, gives his life away. And Heat has nothing he can do. He picks the wrong target. The defuse comes through.
Oh my goodness! Down to the wire! Is that not the same way that KRU won their defensive pistol? Sticking the spike. My goodness! The proactivity from KRU was great, but the cosmetic stun, Kesnit with that neon stun. He played that so well, but the classic in that close range area, in that Omen smoke, it's fully accurate. The right click is too strong.
And target selection in that smoke, I think, is what makes the difference. That's just so tough, man. He still would have had to have figured out the other kill and then get the defuse, but maybe buy himself a little bit of time. Either way, I mean, look at KRU's health.
Yeah, the shock dart ripped apart everybody. And Rooney, he's about to rip them to shreds as well with this Spectre. He gets 3. Oxy cleans it up. A flawless anti-eco round from the side of Cloud9.
And so now the game really starts. For Cloud9, the possibility, the need for a bonus is tremendous. You take a look at it one more time, you're right, the shock dart at the beginning, I mean, Rooney, yeah, Oxy was involved too, and there were a lot of other assists that went on, but Rooney doing a lot of the heavy lifting that round.
So good with those shock darts in A lobby. Something you'll see more frequently in this last half, potential last half of Haven at least.
They've got so much presence towards A.
Yeah, this is a full short A trap.
And even if they get past the trap, look at the Killjoy bots, look at the turret, they have everything here.
Different layers to escape out onto the A site, do a lot of chip damage.
I mean, the buy from Cloud9 is not great.
Silence cooking in the minds of Cloud9 as well.
Cover going out.
Now the
Zeppa rotating away.
Now the smoke's through, and the first nano pop. There's still a second one that they're gonna have to navigate. Right on cue, but they should be able to pass right by it. Moose is playing his timing and his position so perfectly. And now he's tucked in the smoke. They still don't know that he's there. He can win this round by himself. The fact that he can't move is a sign. But MTA on the spam drops him. Moose had such a good opportunity, but not able to convert. And now the rest of Cloud9 flood to their death. Oxy a 1v5 with the Guardian, spotting the first, dashing away. No kills found. A flawless round for KRU.
Flawless after flawless. This time, KRU, they settle onto the site. Melzer could have been taken out there for sure, but this time, Moose. Sometimes you just get flustered in those moments when you can't exactly escape that smoke when somebody's right on the precipice of the other side. He just got stuck. A mental block. The crunch was there as well. MTA coming up from short. KRU did a really good job of weathering the storm of that smoke that can isolate A long and short. And Oxy with an operator online took a pop shot A long. That'll cause KRU to freeze the round once more. That gives the confidence of Shy to creep up. Doesn't have to worry of an operator being on the other end. He knows that it'll be a 50-50 against a rifler. He's gonna break this Killjoy turret. Really good macro game so far from the side of KRU. Making gaps in the defense.
And doing so via the micro play of Shy, like the cage on the other side to protect his cover. Now the paranoia to the left, Kesnit back sight, but does not realize that Moose has been waiting.
Yeah.
And now it seems like Cloud9 are gonna try to flood this. Given that Moose is playing backside, they have to try to help him as best as they can. And that's exactly what they're doing. How in the world does Rooney find that shot? Meltzer's now got 4 HP. Rooney and Moose Those two in tandem, winning the round for Cloud9.
That was crazy. Moose sitting in back sight, nobody clearing him out. Kesnet unaware. And then he cleans up 2 more after that. The anchor from the start of the round to the end of it.
That was the first gun round win for Cloud9 this map.
Wow.
I mean, they've struggled there.
Better late than never. Better late than never, Doug.
Finished.
And honestly, it was off of how decisive they were in fighting for Moose, fighting to keep him alive. They understood that was a win condition, and if they leave him isolated, that is gone.
The flood was great. The utility was great. Turk gets taken down early, but that was ultimately the cue for some of those A players to rotate over.
More of an ult advantage here.
Placing swarm grenade.
Yeah, you're coming close to that Neon ultimate. You're coming close to the Hunter's Fury.
Shy, we talked about the value he had with his ult.
Yeah, and if he gets a kill on a lurk as well, that'll be online.
Oh, he was fishing.
Yeah, Rooney was going for a lineup Sova ultimate play.
Yep.
With the backup of Oxy and Short. That being said, it's going to be a commitment onto this B plant and a TP out, baiting out the Hunter's Fury.
Those are those little micro and macro decisions that I think make the difference at the end of the day. Melzer TPing in, drawing out the ult, and then getting out.
Wow.
Now they can reset the map.
And the smoke into Short A with the drone clearing out
I'm
long.
outta here.
Oxy, he gets no value here, but he does hear all the footsteps being made by Kesnet. Usually where the Neon is where the team ends, so that's why you see a heavy lean towards this A site.
Oxy's dash will dissipate. Oh, if only he knew what was on the other side. Spotting a leg, not able to land the shot. And now he's got to realize that the corners are closing in. Waiting on the other side of the cage. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is losing the sight. Zeppa will fall. Op still in the hands of Oxy. Meanwhile, crew running amok.
30 seconds left.
I mean, it's just vanity now as the op falls, Moose too, and he's on a really late flank. A 2v4. Very reminiscent of the 2v5 that Cloud9 were able to pull off on Lotus. What boomed them in the first half? The need for Lightning to strike in the same place twice. And it might just work out. A 2v4 quickly gets cut down into a 2v3, but now it's all onto Moose and it cannot convert. Kesnet cleans up Moose, Crew get to 11, and again, the only reason Crew are here is because of Cloud9. What a gift this would be.
It's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. Melzer getting out alive. That's why you see Omens go in first. Even Shy, yeah, he drops early there, but he gives his team the information that there's not one, but there's 2 players in Short. And Zeppa, feeling immense pressure, decides to jump into that default smoke that a lot of defenders use, and he was met by 2 players just holding or something at some point. Making clutch plays, everything. It gets you into the flow state naturally, but can you do it when you're sitting at 4 and 15? That's what separates you from the greats. A walk down mid.
And a full send down C for Crew. The paranoia out, the wall up, the dart back sight, the ult popped. Playing on the other side of the stack, so they should be okay. The shock darts come through. Oxy just fully sends it. Fully committed, fully convinced in the flood. And it is just 3 kills for Kesnet. It's Crew on series point.
So convincing on that post plant. Kesnet smelling blood in the water, cleaning up 3 into that round. And really, the only times that Crew have lost on this attack half so far has been when Kesnet has been isolated from the rest of his squad. But this time, he just sits in the backside of C towards that plat area, using that Neon ultimate to just spam through the smoke. It's a rechargeable. And now, a fast pace, taking all of A long control, sliding into the cubby. And just like that, they're out.
Can Crew put Cloud9 away?
Cloud9 are biting on this.
They're all here, they're all A, you're right.
The call from Crew, it's been so good. They've conditioned this A default so many times. And they have rarely ended C after doing so.
They've taken the bait, hook, line, and sinker. The only thing is there's a little bit of time that's passed. And with that, doubt is introduced. Not to mention, they still have all this Killjoy utility C to confirm that that's not the case. They've got the turret from Garage, the alarm bot C.
Gotta go.
And so crew have to be cautious. There's the alarm bot. Both nanos pop to flashback site, and Kesnet takes the space. This problem just got so much more difficult for Cloud9 to solve, but they have Moose's ult. And that's gonna buy them some time. The only problem is the spike's already been planted, so they can fully vacate it.
And look at MTA. He's got the Hunter's Fury online. Oxy not being able to connect on a Kesnet there doesn't make an opening for C9 to bring this one back. There's so much utility from the side of Crew.
There's the ult popped. You see the dart. It's tagging up onto everybody. They've got to know. They know exactly where they are. Oxy tries to find some space, but he's dead. Vanity getting it to half. Oh, I don't even know that he got it to half. It's all into Moose and Zeppa now. Fighting for your year. Fighting for tournament life. And they both crumble. If Crew want to keep their champ streak alive, they need to go on a run. And they've just taken a massive first step. They take down Cloud9.
It's so hard to beat teams back-to-back. But they've done it. And what a fashion, what a showing on this last map of Haven Doug. Busting out a new comp. The first time you play the map. And for Cloud9, it's back to the drawing board. Your season's done.
Again, the way that it all plays out is so poetic. I want to remind you guys, Crew's only here because of the Cloud9 win. The last time they played, map 3 was Haven. The last time they played, Crew knocks Cloud9 down to the lower bracket. It was 13-6, and the score is the exact same.